In this video, I'm going to spend the next 100 days in my hardcore forever world creating an entire beach, a huge wood factory, a giant mining compound, and the most aesthetic wheat farm with a windmill. So whether you're eating, getting ready for bed, or just looking for some Minecraft entertainment, sit back, relax, and enjoy the movie. This is a beach that I built over 3 months ago, and it is completely custom and I think looks incredible. And this is an area that has no beach and is literally floating in the water, which is not good at all. It looks horrible, especially when on the other side we have this absolutely glorious beach. So today we are going to fix that. Now this beach was the very first beach that I've ever built, and I haven't ever built one since. So my plan for today is to create a beach even better than the one we did previously, using all of the new skills we've learned since then. The very first thing that I want to do is kind of sketch out how I want the coastline to be, and to do that I'm going to use a bunch of cobblestone. Thankfully I have pretty much unlimited cobblestone, so creating this is going to be extremely easy. Now considering where the bottom of the kind of new seafloor we created over here is, we need to make sure it's going to line up here well. As we kind of move out this way, we're going to have much more free reign because there's a lot more space between. But over here, we're going to have to be very kind of careful with how wide we make this. I think we should probably start about here. And actually, let me go just below the water. This line I'm creating now, it doesn't have to be final. I can change it in the future, but I'm just trying to get a rough guide or estimate for how wide we want this beach. So of course, we started to come in slightly, but now we're going to be heading outways just to make the beach a little bit wider as we kind of move over to this area. So as you can see, this beach is starting to get very wide as we move over here. That's because I have a plan to create this kind of very large sticky outy bit. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Bro's just standing there. I think he got stuck on the cobblestone. That's crazy. Get out of here, mate. But I plan to make some kind of sticky outy bit, which is going to have some kind of port and like docking area so people can very easily access this kind of side over here. Because, I mean, the port is way over there, and traveling all the way over here would be very difficult. So having access via boats, I feel like that's going to be very important. So looking at this kind of cobblestone template I've got now, you can very clearly see kind of the shape of the coast that I'm wanting to build here. Now the exact shape I'm literally creating as we go. Oh no, we got a trident. That's not good. That is not good. Hold on a second, buddy. Bro, they do so much damage. I'm not ready to fight that guy in the water. Thankfully, I do have a bow and some arrows. So now I should be able to take this guy out easily. Okay, he's disappeared. Did he just disappear because I got out of render distance? That's crazy. I didn't know it was that easy. I'm going to keep the bow on me just in case because I don't really want to die. I feel like that would kind of suck, especially with everything we've built. But I feel like this is a little bit too far. So what I'm going to do, going to dig out this line. Instead of coming outways, we're going to head in from here. Kind of like that, and then it should kick back out again. Or have I gone a little bit too far? Let's go back one, and let's go from here. All right. That is plenty of space. I don't think we need much more than that right now. So what I'm going to do is see if I have any storage in my shulkers over here. Okay, I do. I can dump the cobblestone and then head back to my base where I'm going to see how much sand I have, which actually I don't know how much I have at all. This is going to determine what we are doing next, I guess. And we have... oh, we've got plenty. Look at that. I'll take all of that, mate. Oh, we can already see the coast there. Man, getting this sand in is going to change this so drastically already without really having to do much. Literally just an outline. Now I just have to fill the sand in on top of this cobblestone, and then we're going to very clearly be able to see exactly where this outline is and how it looks. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be building up some kind of like dirt area over here. Oh my days. Anyway, I'm going to be building up some kind of dirt area here. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to look just yet, but I know there's still going to be some sand. So I'm going to fill this out anyway, just for now. And when we kind of get to that part, I can always just remove the sand anyway. That's not going to be a huge issue. And that is the outline that we have for this kind of coast over here. Definitely a little bit more unique than what we had over there. Over here, it was very kind of simple, just mimicking exactly what we had with the stone behind it. So over here, we have a little bit more creative kind of freedom. But now we know where the coast is. Now I need to figure out where that stone is going to be. The rear stone wall. So using cobblestone once again, I'm going to do something kind of similar. Just marking out exactly where I want this stone wall to be. So obviously we have that. It's kind of very similar to where the train line's kind of heading. But over here, I want this to kick out a little bit, and you'll see exactly why in a second. Maybe a little bit shorter actually, to be honest. We'll have it kick out here and then head back in a little bit so we get pretty much to the edge here. So roughly about there. So why are we making such a strange shape over here? My idea is to have some kind of path heading underneath the train track and then up to an area over here, which is going to be kind of a similar height to over there. But to do that, I need to create a bridge heading between that and I guess the other section over there. The design for the bridge is going to be the same bridge that I used over here, which has a 5 block gap in between each of these supports. So I need to go grab some jungle logs. And honestly, while I'm here, I need to make some more fireworks too. I've been using them like crazy, man. Do I have gunpowder though? That's a good question. Oh, I do. Very nice. But jungle logs, there we go. And I guess I'll make fireworks straight away. Boom, boom, boom. Thank you. And we'll head back. Man, you can already see how different this is going to look just by those 2 outlines there. That is crazy, man. Okay, so just for now, I'm going to find the middle of this train track, which is right here. And I'm going to build out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then put a log and do that 3 more times, just like this. So then we have these logs like that. And I guess I'll trim them down now. And then over here, we're going to have another kind of sticky outy bit for the mountain. So then we have something that looks like that. Looks a little bit strange right now, but it's going to look a lot better once we actually fill it in. And it's just a rough guide for now, so I can kind of imagine how this area is going to look when it's done. But now that I have the 2 kind of lines figured out, all I have to do is go through and add a huge underlay of cobblestone so I can add in the sand. Now for now, I'm only going to add the sand up to kind of this point here roughly, because I know for sure this is all going to be sand. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to have some kind of dirt in here. We still need to figure that out though. But for now, I guess let's go through, add in all of the cobblestone and all of the sand. If we have enough sand, I don't think we're going to have enough, but we'll see. We might. So pretty much just going to do this, add in the sand, and then we're going to have a beach already on mod days. Let's go. And now we've actually got a beach, and honestly, this looks so much better and we've barely done anything. So the next thing that I actually want to do is build up these walls, because right now it is a little bit awkward to kind of see how this is going to play out and I guess look when it's all done. So I've got a almost full shulker of stone ready to go, and I'm going to raise the cobblestone up to this level here, I guess the new level of the ground, just so I can easily add in all of this stone and then pretty much just build up a stone wall, I guess as far as I can go. Now I don't want to be spending a huge amount of time on building up this wall, so I'm going to be building it kind of lazily at the start. So I'm not really trying to focus on making it look good right now. I'm just trying to get the wall kind of laid in, and then once the wall is laid in, it's going to be a lot easier to kind of shape it. So as you can see, it doesn't look very fantastic, but it is a nice easy way to kind of build a wall very quickly, especially when you've got kind of nothing to work off. We're building this literally on top of water, so I do find this to be a pretty easy way to kind of get a wall going. The only downside of building this one, it uses so much more stone. Oh my days, oh my goodness gracious. Don't worry, I got a bed that I can sleep in for a quick second. Don't worry, we don't skip the nights. All I do is lay in bed just for a quick second. Boom, boom, just like that. So these cheeky fellas stop spawning. I also completely ran out of food, so I went up to my cow farm and collected a couple Big Macs from the Big Mac factory, and now we're bloody good, mate. We got a whole stack, and I think I got 2 stacks, so there's another stack kind of smelting. So next time I need it, it's gonna be easy to get. Oh my days, that's just super inconvenient, isn't it? Look at all these mobs, mate. This is ridiculous. Get out of here, bro. But like I was saying, obviously building the walls this way, the downside is the fact that you use so much more stone, because you're obviously placing a bunch of... Oh my days. No. Dude, this is ridiculous. Why is there so many mobs? Oh, and a baby zombie? What is this? This is absolutely not fun, mate. I'm not happy with this at all. I'm trying to build a beach. These guys are just trying to ruin my day. What's going on, mate? I mean, look at all those mobs. What on earth is going on right now? This is not a place I want to be spending my days on the beach. Not the kind of beach I want to go to, mate. Dude, there's so many mobs. Dodging arrows like the Matrix, bruh. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Ah. Dude, the thing that sucks is I don't actually have enough sand to be replacing all this sand right now. I am 100% going to have to go to the desert and harvest a bunch of it. And unfortunately, I don't really have a choice in the matter. But like I was saying with this wall, is I kind of just get a rough kind of shape going. I make sure it's all good, and then I add in some extra blocks like this. It uses so much more stone, like a whole lot more. But it is so much easier to kind of do. Oh my days, we got skeletons everywhere where they can shoot each other. Yes. Oh my days. I didn't even have to kill any of them. They did the work for me. That was fantastic. But yeah, I forgot what I was even saying. So guess I'm just going to keep building this wall. Obviously, I do the bottom bit and then I start moving up to the top and start adding some of these bits in so it sticks out a little bit, kind of like that. And that gives us the shape we want. But of course, like I said, it uses like a huge amount more stone. So if you haven't got silk touch or you don't really want to be wasting the stone like this, this is certainly not the way to do it. But I have more stone than I know what to do with. So for me, I'm going to be lazy and I'm going to do it this way. And boom. Oh, there's creepers everywhere again. Dude, this is a joke. Not even a funny one either. Oh, and a baby zombie villager. Dude. And this Enderman's taking me sand. Bro. The worst thing in my world is 100% Enderman moving all my things around. Like I do all this terraforming and the Enderman just ruin it every time. And this is why I don't even need a creeper farm. Because obviously we can't skip the nights in this world. That's one of the rules that I've made. And it kind of forces me to naturally get enough gunpowder. I get so much. And as annoying as it is, I guess it kind of helps out a little bit. But these walls are looking a whole lot better. They just need a little bit more. I need to get some happy ghasts. Because I updated the world now, I can actually get them. That would be so good for building. Maybe that's going to be one of the things we build very close in the future. You guys are going to have to wait and find out. But now we have this kind of wall built up a little bit. And it does look, it's not perfect, but it is a lot better than what it was. Now, I think I'm going to build this wall up a little bit and same with this one, just so I can kind of get an idea of what we're going to be working with. I'm not going to detail this one just yet. Just going to build up a flat wall. I feel like that's, oh my days, that did nothing for us. Pretty sure that's just going to be the easiest way to kind of get a feel for how it's going to be looking. And it'll be easy to just add the extra details in once we actually want to detail this wall. Kind of like we did with that wall over there. But this will at least give us a bit of an outline for the path that we're going to be building. With the train line heading right over it, I think it's going to look so sick. So just one more block and these two sides will be the same height. So I know it's obviously not much right now, but you can kind of see where I'm going with this. This is going to be a path with a bridge over the top. You'll be able to walk under it and up to this level up here and then kind of walk down towards this beach area. So now that we have this back wall done or kind of shaped up a little bit better, we have these two kind of template walls here. I can now kind of try and figure out some kind of shape for this area that we're going to be building, and I'm going to do that part out of dirt. So we'll see what we can come up with. Let's get started. And ladies and gentlemen, this area is looking a lot better now that we've got all of these things in. Mostly just kind of one half beach and whatever that is. That's not really a beach, but it is the start of one. And we have that massive green area, which is currently being completely occupied by mobs. And as you can see, I changed the kind of support beams here. There was only 3 originally, but I felt it was a little bit weird. I wanted the middle bit to be open, so I moved them over slightly and added an extra one in. And that seems to have worked pretty well. Obviously, I still need to do all the other details and add in all the extra details to the sides where the mountains are. But honestly, the most important part next is of course filling in the extra sand that goes deeper into the water, because it is still just floating. If we swim underneath, you can see there's nothing. So that needs to be fixed right away. So I have a tremendous amount of cobblestone, so obviously the best thing for me to do is fill it all in with cobblestone and plan it out, and then I need to head to the desert, harvest up a ton of sand, and then fill that in with sand. And hopefully that's going to make this look so much better, because it'll connect to this side as well. So the overall aesthetic of the entire kind of area is going to be lifted once that's in. And then once all of that sand is in there, we can really start to plan that entire area. I have some really cool ideas for what I want to add in there, but before I can do anything, I need kind of like a ocean floor to work off of. So it is definitely important that gets done on the ASAP. So without wasting any more time, let's go ahead and do that right now. And after so many days, this is now what we have to work with. I was looking at my stats and it took over 25,000 blocks to complete this entire area. My hand is absolutely ruined, I'm not even joking. But that doesn't matter because we have to work on the next area, which is the kind of pier that I want to create. Now, before we can work on the pier, I do need to quickly add a little bit of kind of detail into these walls because they're very flat. So I'm essentially just going to be doing the same thing that I did over there, and it'll just help make this kind of area look a little less boring. My idea for this entire kind of grass area here is to have like an area where families can come and kind of relax by the beach, grab some food or, you know, some market areas, but there's also going to be that pier. So it's going to be a place where ships can come or maybe tourists and they can drop things off, and kind of like a mixed market area, but also for like a recreational market. Now that the stone is kind of fixed up, it's time to go and grab some more resources to work on that pier. Now I am going to keep some of this stone on me because I'm pretty sure I'm going to need it, as well as the bones. Everything else can go away, and I'm going to need a bunch of oak logs and some spruce logs as well. Now, unfortunately, I don't have too many, so we're going to have to rummage through our chest and see what I can find. Anything spruce related, that is going to help out a lot. And it seems like we do actually have quite a lot of spruce stuff in here. I'm also going to pick a couple things which I think might help kind of decorate the area. So I'm kind of grabbing whatever I can find because we do have a bunch of just random stuff in here that I probably should be using rather than just always creating new stuff like I usually do. And I have just a bunch of random stuff now, which I'm pretty happy with. I can definitely get this thing started. Now there is one more thing that I do want to grab. I want to grab some mud, more specifically packed mud. And the last time we used that was in this build. So I think we still have a bunch of it over here. Ooh, we don't actually have as much as I thought. That is not good, mate. Not good at all. I think I might be needing to go to the mangrove swamp. Let's just double check over here first. Yep, it seems like we have none left. That kind of sucks. It's already day 721 and we haven't really got a huge amount of stuff to show for it. I mean, we have a brand new beach, but it's kind of ugly. Right now, it's just extremely boring, and honestly, it probably looked a little bit better before. But let's try and fix that. So I want to make this a very wide dock. Usually I make it 3 blocks wide. I want to try 5. So we're going to go like that. Oh, that is not in the middle at all, mate. Come on there, Jozzy. What's going on? All right, that's better. And we're going to have these come out 5 blocks as well. So 5 blocks between each pillar. Should we go that far or one more? I think one more. That is pretty good to me. Okay, so this is how far this pier is going to be, and it's going to be this tall. So pretty much. Whoa, that is a lot of mob. Oh my days. Okay, I gots to go, mate. No way am I going to be fighting that. That is not a good idea. Let's see if I can land over here. Oh yeah. So I guess I'm just going to build this pier out from this side. I don't want to be fighting any scary monsters right now. I've never built a pier this wide, so I have no idea if it's even going to look good. I'm really hoping it is. For this kind of... Whoa, dude. That is not cool, mate. You know what? I need to grab more of my steak anyway, so let's head over here and fingers crossed we have an entire stack ready for us. Not quite. Okay, 39 will do for now though. But quite frankly, I'm sick and tired of fighting these mobs every night, so I'm gonna grab some torches, light up that area. Not only because it's annoying, but also because one small or wrong move can very quickly spell out the end of this world for us, because obviously, we don't use totems, so no second chances. So I'm just going to run through, collect the bones of course, but try and light up the area a bit better. Dude, there's so many creepers. I don't know if you could see it in the time lapses, but I had so many creepers kind of explode and destroy everything. It's been extremely painful. Dude, that skeleton is strong, man. Oh my days. Die, man. This is already so much better. There's no mobs here anymore. Oh my days. This is what I'm talking about. Also, I think I might have made this area a little bit too big. I have no idea how on earth I'm going to be able to fill this in with something, but we'll figure it out. But let's go ahead and finish these pillars and get them up to the right height. Oh my days, not these guys. Come on, man. They're just so annoying for no reason. Yeah, I can fly too, buddy. Oh, I missed him. Oh my days, we got an air fight going on. Alright, anyway, as I was trying to do, let's go ahead and finish these pillars. Okay, now, if I grab some of these bad boys, oh, we got a ton of spruce slabs, that's amazing. And I just kind of fill out kind of like a walking area through here. Now, obviously, this is a very tall, wide and long pier, but I also want something going underneath, and I have no idea if this is actually going to work, but let's go on this block. I know it's probably going to be pretty tight, but I want to try something new. Something I haven't really done before. No, that's too far. Hold on a second. Right here. So there's 6 blocks. We'll go another 6. And this side will wrap around pretty much to where that sand is, and then go under this pier and wrap around to the other side as well. But I'm not done. I think the best way to get up will be through here. So if I can sneak up here and see, have I got any stairs? I do. Oh my days. Bloody beautiful, mate. I'm going to chuck these bad boys in here, and then boom. Have a look at that. So we can obviously, well, not right now, but we'll be able to walk underneath the pier, wrap around to the other side. There'll be stairs over on this side too. Let me just put these bad boys in the, oh my days. This is not good. Goodness gracious me. So this is kind of the design we're going to have, and I think this is going to be really cool and unique. It's not something I've ever tried to build kind of in this style before, and I don't think I've seen anyone build like a dock area going under a pier. I think that's so cool, just being able to walk underneath and then walk around to walk on top. I don't know, there's something about that. I just kind of had that idea in my mind, and I thought it would be really cool. But once these in, is it still viable? It's cozy. It's definitely cozy. Now, let's try and fix this up a bit. If we go like this, bada bing, bada boom, then shape that up a little bit. Look, it's not the best, but I think it looks okay. Maybe if I get like signs in here, maybe some dark oak signs, that could look good, but we'll see. We'll figure that out later. And one thing I want to use is obviously the gates, because if I try and place this here, it's not going to connect, but gates do, for whatever reason that is. So I just got to get myself some spruce fence gates, but I can still use the fences down here. I might put on some oak trapdoors up here too, like that. You see this lower pier I have built before. If you watched my 100 days on a lake, this is a design I came up with there and I really liked it. So I thought I could implement it in here and then add in a big massive pier as well. I thought that would be really cool. And honestly, I think it's turned out pretty nice. But I think I'm going to try and, get this place a little bit better, because right now there is a whole lot of work to do. And honestly, I don't even know how many days it's going to take. Hopefully not too many, because this is already shaping up to be a very big project. A lot bigger than I kind of initially expected. So using these designs that I've showed you here, I'm going to go to town, just kind of finishing this off, and already I think it's looking a little bit better. It's making this look a little less weird, because obviously I think this is really weird right now with the grass in the middle of this kind of 2 separate beaches. But I think these pier and these docks are really going to bring this whole thing together. Then I'm going to make my way over to the mangrove swamp biome to collect a bunch of mud and turn that into packed mud to kind of use as the foundation of the road out here. And once that's done, we can kind of really start to see how this entire area is going to be looking. Now, I have no idea how long it's going to take me. It's probably going to take a long time. I'm not going to lie. This is going to be a big kind of thing to do. So I'm going to provide you guys with an epic time lapse, which hopefully looks good. So I'll see you guys when all of that is done. Well, we've got a 1v1 going on between the llamas. Oh my days. Old mate's not really selling anything important though. So I've never seen this happen before. This is crazy. I wonder who's going to win. My money's on this guy. This is going to take a while, isn't it? Oh, we've got some company. Come on, mate. Get out of here, brother. Get crack-a-lackin', mate. As you can see, I've done quite a lot of work over here, and I'm pretty happy with how this whole thing is kind of coming together. I was a little bit nervous because the area was so big, but these 2 gardens here have really broken up the space nicely. I'm very happy with how it's kind of shaped it up. Of course, I'm going to make this garden look a little bit better. I just planted a bunch of bone meal for now, just so it looks at least kind of half done, I guess. But if we take a look at the area from above, dude, this is coming together really nicely. I just added a ton of random stuff around the edge to kind of give a little bit more life to the port, and I think it looks okay. Does it make a ton of sense? Probably not, but I don't mind. I think it looks nice. And I also added a bunch of stuff to the kind of pier area, and I think this looks really nice too. Eventually, I would love to go ahead and add in like some kind of massive boats over here. I think that would be really cool, but that's something I think I might have to design in creative first, and then rebuild it in here because I have no idea how to build a boat, especially a big one. But the next thing I need to do is fill in this kind of grass area. And my idea to do that is to add a bunch of market stalls. Now, as you can see, both of my shovels are pretty much completely gone. I went to the mangrove swamp and harvested up a bunch of mud, and yeah, my shovels are completely just ruined. But in order to do the market stalls, I'm gonna need some wool, and in order to get wool, I'm gonna need some shears. So let's go and find some iron in our base. Oh, we have some white wool already. Oh, we've got a bunch of different wool. Oh my days, I honestly had no idea about that. I desperately need a new storage system. I mean, this storage system is good, but it just isn't going to cut it. I think we might be able to last with this until day 1000, but honestly, I really need like a complete auto sorter because our output chests have so much random stuff in it, and the auto storage system is only for a handful of blocks, so I don't think it's going to work out for me. It's something I desperately need to get on top of, but I'm going to grab some wheat so I can breed the sheep because I still haven't fully bred all the sheep, and I've been using a lot more wool recently, and we just don't have enough sheep to be able to get it effectively. So each time I do visit my sheep pen, I make sure just to breed up these sheep a little bit more. You can tell which colors I use the most: red, white, magenta, and a light blue, because they have the most amount of sheep in them. I'm going to start with these cheeky fellas over here because the white wool is used pretty much with everything. So I feel like this is definitely the most important to kind of get a bunch of, and it pretty much used up all of my wheat. Oh my days. I should probably be fixing my shovel while I'm doing this. I think I'm definitely going to be needing the durability. And there we go, just over 2 stacks of white wool. Now I'll come over to the light blue because these guys are going to be the main color of our kingdom. If you watched the market video, that's where we figured that part out. And we're already out of wool. Oh my days. And almost 3 stacks of light blue wool. Oh my days, that's so many. Now I'm going to hit up the red wool. We got a stack and a half. Let's go with magenta. And I think like a lime green would be nice as well. You know what? I'm going to get one more color. I'm going to get yellow. We'll go yellow. Yellow will be good. A nice bright color. All right, thank you sheep. I'm getting out of here. See you next dawn. And now we have a ton of different wool. So I think I should be able to create a nice kind of area in here. I got a bunch of stick from the bamboo. From now on, I only use bamboo to create stick. That's going to save us a ton of log, but I still need to use the regular oak for the fences, but that's okay because we save on the stick. But I'm going to create this little design. So we're going to go 3 high with the fences, then wool kind of like this, then the colored wool, and then another white wool. So this will be like a diagonal looking kind of one. Nope, we'll put the wool on the front. My bad. There, that's better. So before I build them all, I just want to kind of set up the front just so I can see how it's going to look when they're all in. Go one here. We'll go a red one. So this one will just be straight. No. This needs to be pushed back one. Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious me. I guess I'll just double it up and then delete the front. I wonder if I have any iron in these shulkers. They're starting to get a little messy. Oh my days, we do not. Well, I got 1 iron, so not enough to make a pair of shears. So I'm going to have to do this by hand. Oh my days, let's not mess up this wool anymore because punching it by hand is no fun. Okay, so 1 there. I think 1 here as well. I want a lot of these things. I think there is fine. This one can be green. Oh my days, I keep messing this up. Come on, Jozzy. We'll go 1 more. Kind of here, right there. This one can be magenta. Perfect. And then we'll have another corner one right here. Then I'm going to do almost the exact same amount on the other side and swap the colors. So blue will be here and then yellow will be there. It's just going to basically swap. So this one can be smacked right here, mate. Bada bang, bada boom. Not missing a color, am I? No, we've done them all. I just hope I'm not overdoing it with all of these market stores because there's quite a few here. I might have to move this one over slightly, a little close to that one. Zooming out and looking at that, that looks pretty good to me. Obviously, it's just the front of them. I still need to... Oh my days. Holy camole. Fella just jumped out of nowhere. Anyway, as I was saying, it's just the front of them, so I still need to do the entire back. Oh my days, there's another one. Come on, man. Get out of here. I think that's good spacing, and I think that's really going to fill up this area and make it look very nice. And I guess colorful and a nice place to kind of spend the weekend with your family. Know what I'm saying? That's the goal. This is a nice recreational area. That's what we're aiming for here. And then obviously once we finish the backs of these tents, we can add in all the stuff that we kind of used down here just to make it seem like an actual market. And obviously I'll go into my... Come on, man. The llamas survived a 1v1, both of them. But that zombie just ruined it. But yeah, I'm going to just find a bunch of random stuff that I might be able to see in my kind of storage system add it through kind of like I did to the market. Let me show you, just in case you haven't seen that, or it has been a while. I want to do something kind of similar. So as you can see over here, like this is definitely one of my favorite builds in this world. Just the details that I've added in here is insane. So I want to add some armor stands, a bunch of stacks of barrels and chests, and just some random blocks like we've done in here. Fletching tables, and a chest. Actually, I don't think I have obsidian, so forget about that. And maybe even adding in these kind of flag things connected to bits and pieces to make it seem a little bit more kind of colorful and enjoyable to be around. So this is kind of the idea I'm wanting to do, but make it feel a little bit more open. I think that's really going to make this area seem really nice, and I'm so excited to try it. Obviously not as crazy as we've done over there, but once we've done that, then we can start working on the beach and getting the beach looking good too. Maybe add a couple of these market stalls into the beach. We'll definitely be adding places to kind of relax. But dude, this is coming together so nicely. So let's go ahead and finish up these market stalls and get them looking a little bit nicer and see how this entire area is going to kind of look and feel once that's done. Hopefully it's really going to bring this area together, because right now I am a little bit nervous because I have no idea what it's going to actually look like once it's done. But let's go ahead and get that started right now. Ladies and gentlemen, this place is looking so much better now. Oh, come on, not this guy. Just give me a second. Bam. Too bad he didn't drop a trident. I still need one of them. Anyway, taking a look from the sky, this is now the area. This thing is looking super nice. Now, of course, we need to work on the beach. Mainly, of course, this long beach here. But we can also start on this short beach. The reason it just abruptly ends here is because I'm not entirely sure if I want to use this kind of river here, which goes through all the way to the other side over there. So I've just stopped it just there so I can kind of get some ideas from you guys. Should I continue this beach all the way to that beach over there and cut this entire thing off, or should I try and use this? Let me know down below and I'll try and figure out what we can do based on what you guys suggest. But I have to go back to the base to collect some brand new resources so we can work on the beach, which I'm going to use some similar design features that are used over here because I really like that beach and I want to make sure I capture some of my favorite parts of that beach. First of all, that being the trees. So let me grab up some jungle logs, and okay, we don't have any jungle leaves, but I guess I can use oak. They're very close. I also need some cactus, but I think I only have one, which is certainly not the best. We're going to have to farm that up, grab some bamboo, some sugarcane, and I'm actually going to grab another 2 stacks of jungle logs just in case. I don't want to have to be coming back so often. And honestly, I think we might have everything else down there. So let's head down. Now, of course, one of the very first things I need to do is set up the road. Originally, I was going to use the same road that we used over there, but I think I'm going to stick to using some mud. I want to see how that looks, especially when it's on the sand. I'm hoping it's going to look good. I'm sure it will look okay, but I really want to try it out. Our shovel has 96 durability, which, look, I don't think it's going to cut it, but we're still going to try. We're going to see how close we can get. Now, the good thing is it's going to be very easy to do this because there's cobblestone underneath, so I don't have to worry about falling down into the water below. I think at the end here, I might make another kind of small pier. Since there's one directly on the other side, maybe it makes sense to catch a boat right across. But there we go, that's the road planned on this side, and our shovel actually made it with 64 durability still. So that gives me enough to come over here and do something kind of similar, just obviously nowhere near as far. And now we just have to fill all of this area in. Of course, I'm going to be using a mix of mud bricks and just the packed mud. This is going to give a little bit of texture and make it a little bit more interesting than just using one of the blocks. And boom, there we go. Have a look at that. I think that looks okay, to be honest. Now, I do need to connect this to that. We got 57 durability, so it should last. And of course, just fill it in with the same kind of design, except we ran out of packed mud. Oh my days. Fortunately for us though, I got a bunch from the mangrove swamp, knowing that I was going to need a lot of it, and I wanted to make sure I didn't have to make that journey for quite some time. I've also got a ton of hay bales. Okay, that will more than certainly be enough. In fact, I think I've made a little bit too much now, but I'm sure I'm always going to be needing them. I really like this block. It looks really nice. But there we go. That's now that connected up as well. Now, I just need to do the exact same thing on this side, kind of dig this path this way a little bit. And our shovel has 37 durability. We're getting very close. Not going to lie though, a trip to the end right now sounds like torture. It's already day 730. And I think we started on day 702 or something like that, which means this project has turned out to be a lot bigger than I actually originally thought. I had no idea it was going to take this long. To be completely fair though, I had no plan of making this massive kind of market area. All I knew was I wanted to make a beach and kind of fix up this area because, you know, it looked weird with it just floating. And while yes, we did do that, I definitely didn't make it easy by creating this massive kind of football of area here, which is something I've never really kind of built. These market stalls are very new to me, but I do like that I've finally incorporated some things that I've used from the 100 Days on a Lake. This kind of docking area here is from that video where I kind of came up with this idea and I really liked it. So I am glad it's now in my main hardcore world. Now it is coming towards the end of the day. So before we do anything, I need to make sure that I light up the area that we're going to be building in. Otherwise there's going to be a ton of mobs. Dude, these mobs have been crazy. I don't know if sand increases the chance of a mob spawning, but I feel like there's just been so many while building this project. Like the beach just gets absolutely filled with mobs. It's insane. So I'm going to do a good job of lighting this entire area up so we hopefully won't have to deal with that. And there we go, we've got lighting, so hopefully that'll stop any scary monsters from spawning and kind of ruining our night. Now what I'm going to do, let's go over to the other beach and have a quick look. Oh my days, I'm going to be adding in these stones, obviously the trees. Oh, I need to find some dead bushes. That might need us to go to the desert. Oh my days, I don't know if I've got any left, but I'm also going to add these little chairs here, sugarcane, of course, some cactus, and kind of decorate the area exactly like we've done over here. I really like how this area has turned out, and I want to make sure I replicate that over on the other beach too. So let's go ahead and get that done right now. And this is now what we've got. Oh my days, this looks incredible. I'm so happy with how this looks, especially with the mud bricks and sand compared to how we did it over there. I also decided to kind of spread the trees out a little bit more kind of randomly compared to how we did it over here. Over here, they're all kind of in a very uniform line. So I think that's worked out a little bit better as well. It makes it seem quite a lot more natural. Now, I do quickly need to grab... Oh, we haven't got many. I think we're going to need to hit the tree farm. Oh my days. Okay, just give me a second. I'm going to need to get a little bit more spruce. Alright, 27 should be enough. This looks so much better. Oh my days. The more I see it, the more I'm happy with it. I think it's turned out really nice, considering kind of what it looked like not too long ago. I've definitely made a massive improvement on the area. Just need a couple gates. I'll grab 8. Okay, so when we come over to this side of the beach, you can see I've got this little boat shed. It's like a boat marketplace. So we're going to have a little pier that's connected pretty much to the outside of this, and we're going to have this come out 4. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, we'll go 5 like this. This is only going to be like a little one, more of like a private use area. My kind of thought is, I guess if you've got like a family, you can always just rent one of these boats here and take it out onto the... Is this still an ocean or is it now a lake or a river? I don't know. What do you guys think? According to Minecraft, it is still a lukewarm ocean, but to me, it seems more like a kind of massive river. Or I guess, would it be considered part of the harbor? I have no idea. Let me know down below. But when we get to the end here, I definitely want this to come down a little bit, just so anyone can access the boats a little bit easier. We'll increase these a little bit. And honestly, these sides don't need to be super fancy. They just need to stop people from kind of dropping off, at least by accident. Beautiful. I'm thinking of using some copper trapdoors. So let's see if I've got any waxed ones over here. I've got normal ones. I haven't got any waxed. But I do have a pair of shears, and the honey farm is literally just across this kind of ocean here. Dude, that looks so good. Oh my days. This honey farm was such a massive kind of improvement because we have access to honey whenever we need it. And I don't need it all the time, but when I do, I need quite a lot of it. And our tiny honey farm we had before this just was not cutting it at all. But dude, this honey farm is literally perfect. I don't even have to harvest the whole thing to have more than enough honey. I love it. I love it. I love it. And honestly, with these gardens in the middle, I kind of want to keep them like that. Obviously, there's not a huge amount of color, but I think I like that because there's a lot of color around it. If I add too much color into the middle, I just feel like it's going to take away from the color on the edges and there's going to be too much. So I think I'm going to keep it as just normal grass. I think it's really nice. Oh, you know what else I need to grab? I need to grab some oak trapdoors. Let's do that real quick. Bam. 15, that should be enough. So we'll place the copper trapdoors on the top just to kind of top off these oak logs, because I feel a bit weird having them exposed like that. And then, oops, not two, just one on the side like this with the oak trapdoors. That's going to really shape up the outside as well. Oh yeah. That is nice. It's a very, very simple dock, but we don't need it to be fancy because it's a very kind of low-key dock. It's a private use one. Like I said, the families will come to the end of the beach, be able to grab the little kayaks or tiny boats, I guess, come over to the end and go for a little kind of swim or ride on the boats, I guess. And there's going to be quite a distance away from here where the big ships are going to be coming, so it's going to be a little bit more safe, which is of course exactly what we want. And I've just chucked a bunch of boats kind of just on the floor here. That's how they do it in real life, so why not? Now there's one more thing we need to do to this area, and I'm going to need a bunch of dirt, which I don't even think we have. Yeah, we do. Oh, we have a little bit. That might be enough. I'm definitely going to need to go to the base though. But if you look over here, this doesn't match up to there. And if you're new to this series, I'm trying to fill an entire map. Let me just show you. I think it's a little bit easier if I show you what I'm talking about. So we have this massive map here, 5x5, and I'm trying to fill the entire map in by day 1000. And we're currently working up here. So I don't want to go outside of this map. I want to keep everything within the borders of the map, at least until day 1000. So then I can make an even larger map to cover everything outside and expand outside of these kind of regions that we've created. Now this is the 700 day map, 600, 500, 400, 300, 200, and then of course 100. This is how it all started. Oh my days. But I'm trying to do that. So obviously I'm trying to keep within the borders for now, just until we hit day 1000. I want to see how much we can do. So I'm going to grab up a bit of stone, and while I'm here I'll grab up some more dirt, and I need smooth stone as well. Okay, let's go. So obviously for now, this beach is technically inaccessible via road until we hit day 1000 and I start building outside of the map. But I'm going to make sure I go right up to the kind of border, so that I can kind of plan and understand how this is going to look. And of course, we got skeletons trying to ruin everything. Get out of here, mate. All right, this is as far as we can go. But as you can see, it's going to kind of reach up and then move to the right-hand side and match up to up there. Now, I will just quickly add in these walls here. Not gonna lie to you, these mobs are getting very frustrating. I've been really bad with lighting up the areas recently. So I've only got myself to blame. I need to be doing a much better job at this stuff, man. But this is this kind of wall done. Make sure to get in some grass so that it grows a little bit quicker. And now this side is filled in, so let's go ahead and do the wall over here. Dude, I just heard a creeper explode. Why and where? I have no idea where that... Was that even a creeper or was that lightning? No, it couldn't have been lightning. I'm sure I'll figure it out later. If it's a creeper, I'll find a massive hole and be like, what on earth is this, mate? But for now, let's just fill up this wall all the way to the top. Just as easy as that. Then just connect the grass across. And then finally, I just need to figure out where this track's gonna go. So I'm thinking this way. So we'll go 4, then we'll go 2, then 1. And it's gonna curve like we did on the other one. Way over on the other side. So I did a curve like this and it worked pretty well. So then the train line will continue this way and kind of into this mountain and then curve again, then head that way, if that makes any sense. But for now, I'm just gonna lay the kind of smooth slabs down just so it's planned, just in case I do change my mind in the future. I don't want to get everything down and then have to redo the entire thing again later. So for now, that is the plan. And of course, I'm not going to detail any of this just in case this is changed as well. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the brand new beach, and the train line kind of mountain area is no longer just floating in the water. Dude, this looks incredible. Now, I'm not sure if I want to add this seagrass like we kind of have on the other side. You can see there's some coral in there as well. I'm not 100% sure if I like that. Let me know what you guys think. Should I add the seagrass in and the coral to that kind of underwater area as well, or just leave it how it is? Personally, I think this looks absolutely incredible, and honestly I think I prefer this beach over the other one. Even though it is quite a bit smaller, I think spreading the trees out like this rather than having it in a perfect kind of uniform line just makes it so much nicer. I mean, just walking through here feels so much more epic. And I didn't get any dead bushes, and the cactus. Whoa, hang on, we got a cactus flower. Dude, that is sick. Man, that's in the new update. I love that. But I just gotta wait for more cactus to grow, and I'll be able to add a little bit more. And I don't think I'm going to put string on top of these ones. This is going to be kind of an area where I can farm up the cactus and let them grow normally. But now that we have this entire area done, it's time to move on to the next thing. And that next thing is going to be a massive wood factory. This area in here I think is going to be perfect for that. But of course we do need to do some terraforming, because right now it seems like it's going to be pretty hard to build anything on this slope. But both of my shovels are completely gone, so I have to head to the end. I'm gonna make sure to bring my other pickaxe with me just so I can repair it, but let's head over there now and get that fixed up really fast. And oh, I missed. Oh my days, how did I miss that? That's embarrassing. Now I know the end farm that I've got is not the best. We've been using this since pretty much day 100, but it does get the job done and does everything that I needed to do. And there we go, completely fresh tools, just as easy as that. So we can head back and get started on that area. Oh man, it's already nighttime, that kind of sucks. Now I do need to empty all of my shulker boxes. They're still completely full from our last kind of project that we worked on. But thankfully for you, with a little bit of editing magic, it's already done. Oh my days, I do this way too often. But now let's head all the way back and finally get started on terraforming this area. Oh man, there are so many mobs here. This is not the best way to start this, I'm not gonna lie. So my idea is to kind of lower quite a bit of this mountain down to the bottom level and create a kind of level somewhere in the middle, roughly about here, where I'm going to build like some kind of lumber mill. This entire area here is going to be dedicated to the entire lumber mill, and it's going to be a very aesthetic build. I'm so excited to try and build this. Now, the functionality of this lumber mill is going to be very limited, but the goal here is to make a world that looks and feels like it's actually real. Oh my days, I should have moved away quicker. These cheeky creepers always blowing up all my stuff, all my hard work. I'm not going to stand for it, mate. Now that the sun is rising, let's go ahead and get started on terraforming this entire thing and kind of see what I can come up with. And oh my days, what a difference this makes. Compared to before, this place is completely different. And I know exactly what we need to do next. I want to section off this area to make it very obvious where the kind of limits of this lumber mill is going to be. Now, I'm going to create a fence to do that. And I want to use a design I haven't ever used in this world before. And I'm going to need some spruce logs, so let's chop up a couple of these cheeky fellas. I have no idea how much I'm actually going to need, but I'm sure almost a stack should be enough, right? I'm sure it will be. And of course I want to grab up some oak trapdoors, mostly because I use spruce way too often. So I'm trying to use more oak, even if it's just the trapdoors. I'm just going to bring an entire stack just in case. So let's see what we can come up with. Man, this area looks so much better now that it's actually fixed. I'm excited to get something in here. It's going to look even better when that is done. Now, because of how much stone we collected, I want to make sure that I incorporate some stone into this as well. And I'm going to do that in the form of stone brick walls. So I guess 3 stacks should be enough. And we're going to go probably from about here, and I'll expand them 6 blocks long, just with like a stripped spruce log like that. And then of course another 3 stone brick, then once again the spruce log, and I'm going to leave like 1 or 2 blocks in between this road and where this fence is going to be, kind of like this. Oh, we need an entrance as well, and right here looks like a really good spot. If you look at this area, I created these kind of stone walls, and the width between them is almost perfect for like a road to go through, and I think it would be nice to have it come all the way through. Now, thankfully, I got a bunch of mud for the last project, so we have more than enough to create the roads. But I do need to go back to my base once again on my days just to get some wheat, because that's one thing I don't have at the new project site. I threw it all into here. 24 hay bales, is that going to be enough? I don't think so. Do we have more? Come on, we've got to have more here somewhere. Oh, there it is. It's in the hoppers. Oh my days. I knew we had a lot of it spare. But now let's head back, create a bunch of packed mud, and get a road up in there as well. I have a feeling once we get the road in here, this thing's already going to be looking absolutely insane. I don't know, roads just make things look so good. Make sure I do some mud bricks as well, just for a little bit of texture. And we'll go here. We'll just dig it kind of all the way around this kind of thing here. Once again, leaving a little bit of grass on the side, just so we can plant in some flowers and some short and tall grass. And I guess it'll just connect over here. I mean, this has worked out really well. When I was kind of digging out this place, this wasn't the intention of these stone walls, but once I saw it all together, the idea kind of just came to my mind very easily. And that's one of the main reasons I really like to do like big terraforming projects, or I guess maybe it's not massive, but we did change the land, so it is very different to what it was before we did anything to it. Like this area was completely different. This was a very hard to work on kind of hillside. There was no way we would build anything. And just kind of shaping the land how I want allows you to kind of get good at seeing how you can fit things in. And I mean, this was completely by chance, I'm not gonna lie, but look at that. That looks perfect, man. Maybe it's just because I've spent hundreds of hours terraforming now. I just kind of do it automatically, I guess. Dude, this looks so good. That makes me so hyped. This is going to be so sick, guys. I just feel dirt in underneath just because... Is it laziness? I don't know. It uses so much wheat. It's very expensive to make this stuff, I'm not going to lie. But I guess that's why we have so many kind of farms over there. And there we go. This is now the kind of road in here. Makes it feel like a very fancy mansion road kind of thing. I mean, that's what it looks like to me. You know how the mansions have the massive kind of roads where you come in one gate and you exit out the other? That's the kind of vibe I'm getting from this. But we'll continue this right on the other side. Okay, this is a bit awkward. I might need to raise this up a little bit. So if I go like this, okay, like this, right? And then I can bring this out a little bit more as well. Certainly not perfect, but I think it's going to get the job done. And it'll give us more room in this area too. So I think that'll work out nicely. Oh my days, not one of these cheeky fellas. Die. I'm not sure how much I like this. I think I want to do I do it here? Like that? And then like that? I don't know. I don't think I like it. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring this back and then bring this back as well. So these are in line like that. Okay, that's better. Boom. Okay. And there we go. Now we've got all of the kind of perimeter put in here. So it's looking a little bit more obvious where this kind of lumber mill is going to be. At least the area it's going to occupy. We got a couple cheeky buggers in here that we have to quickly remove from the premises. And I think I want to add like a spruce slab on top of the gate because it seems a little boring right now. So I'm hoping just a simple slab will give us everything we need for that. It's also going to make the kind of stone walls change a little bit. As you can see, when you place a slab on top, it kind of grows. So I think I like that. That looks nice. And it makes the fence a little bit taller. Yeah, I think that's cool. Oh man, I don't think we're going to have enough. We are so close though. Oh my days. We almost had the perfect amount of logs. That is insane. Look at that. We were literally 4 away. That's crazy. One more log and we would have had enough. Dude. Now these trapdoors, I was going to add onto the top, but I think I'm going to add a lantern there. And instead maybe the trapdoors kind of on the outside like that. I think that's nice. I think it's really nice. And then the lantern on top is going to give a little bit of light in as well. So I think that's definitely going to be the go. Plus it allows us to actually jump over because I don't want to have to run all the way around every time. I like efficiency, you know what I mean? But I'm going to need to make a bunch more. Oh my days. Now I don't know how I'm going to get this whole area here to work. If I'm being completely honest with you, I kind of made this area so I didn't have to dig it all the way down. Because, look, I've done so much digging in the last kind of 100 days. I'm kind of a little bit overdoing all the big digging projects for a bit. I want to kind of relax on that, mate. But I'm going to quickly make up the rest of these trapdoors. I think I'll need a little bit more. Fingers crossed that's going to be enough. Surely it will be. If not, I'm probably going to cry. And it won't be happy tears. That is for sure. You can get right out of here, mate. Not a chance I'm going to have you exploding again. And bye. Alrighty. This area is looking a lot better. I mean, it's not really much yet. But it's showing signs of looking really awesome. Now, the next thing I needed to do, I guess, is kind of plan how I want the building to be. And I know I want to use oak logs. I haven't got many on me. I probably should have grabbed more. Let's see how good we can keep our storage today. Usually it is not good at all. but I'm gonna try. Okay, we have our perimeter set up. We have our little road coming through. Now I need to figure out the main kind of lumber mill thingy-majiggy up here. And I'm assuming I'm gonna need a crane to get kind of logs up and down. So what I'm gonna do is head back to my base, grab up a bunch of oak logs, and I think I'm gonna use dark oak as a trim for the roof. So let's see if we got some of that as well. We got 7. That's not gonna cut it. Come on, mate. But we have a bunch of oak logs. That's definitely gonna cut it. Do I have dark oak saplings? I do. So I'm gonna grab up these as well as some bones, or I'll take the bone mill. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of mess around it and see what kind of shape I can come up with for the kind of main lumber building. And I'm just going to create the kind of outsides and foundation using the oak logs, and of course using some dark oak as well. I'm going to plant up a bunch of trees and just start chopping these bad boys down, and we'll see what kind of shape we can come up with. And once we have that shape, we're going to be able to kind of figure out what block palette we're going to be using for the walls. I literally only got 3 dark oak saplings from that, so hopefully 40 dark oak logs is enough. So yeah, let's go ahead and get that started now. So this is kind of what I came up with. We've got this massive area for where big logs can come in here and I guess get stripped maybe. And then we've got a very large kind of house in here, which can be used to kind of craft things, or maybe upstairs is like an area for the workers to rest. And then on this side, we've got kind of like an area where there's going to be some storage, but I think it takes up this area very nicely. Now, the next thing I need to do is figure out the walls. Now, I know for the storage area and this main kind of house, I want to use the same palette, but for this big kind of working area in here, I want to use some bricks, which will not be the same as the other house, so it kind of stands out a little bit more. So fingers crossed we have enough bricks. I also want to use granite as a kind of extra texturing block to make it look a little bit nicer, and we have plenty of granite. Oh my days. You know, we probably don't even need that much. We'll grab 3 stack. Do we have any brick? 37. Okay, that's a little bit sad. Only 37. Maybe that's enough. I'm not actually 100% sure, but let's take these for now and just kind of fill in that entire kind of warehouse or workshop area. Dude, that looks so good. Oh my days. It's literally just the outline right now, but that kind of just makes this entire mountain seem a little less empty. So we'll make a bunch of polished granite, we'll use normal granite and also bricks, and I guess I just fill in this entire thing. I'm going to leave a kind of big space so we can create some kind of door here, just like this, but for the rest of it, I'm literally just going to fill the entire thing in, all the way up to the very top. Except for the front, I'm going to leave, once again, another big kind of door there, but this one should be 1 block higher than this. This is 4 blocks, so this one will be 5 blocks. Kind of like this. For this side, I want a door so people can access the kind of main house, but it's only going to be a very small door. Exactly like this. Now I'll just remove a bunch of this granite and start texturing it a little bit. Just like that. Don't ask me why I did it this way. I usually texture it as I build, but I thought this would make it a little bit more easy to kind of get done. There we go, that's that wall. Now I just have the other 2 walls to do. And there we go. That is all 4 walls kind of textured, and it does look a little bit strange right now. But I'm sure once we get the other blocks in there, it's going to kind of come together a little bit better. And we had plenty of granite left over, so we didn't need that extra stack. But now for the rest of the house, I'm going to go with some oak logs and oak planks. And I'm going to do something similar. I'm going to kind of fill it in, then remove some of the blocks and just replace them with the textured block. Then of course we're going to strip the oak logs in the middle, just like that. Looks very similar to the color of the planks, just with a little bit of a different texture. Now, of course, I left this gap just so I could add in some windows, at least to this section here. Now, let's go ahead and fill in the rest of the wall. I'm not sure if I want a window here. I feel like that might be a little bit too much. So I'm just going to fill this entire wall in for now. You can always change it later on. And this front bit should be a very big entrance, kind of like that. There we go, beautiful. Now, opposite that wall, over here, I am going to put in some windows. Now I'm just going to fill in the rest of the walls on the bottom floor and the very final wall, at least for the bottom floor. And honestly, I think that looks really nice. The contrast between the bricks and the kind of stripped oak logs and planks. Looks really nice. Now for the top floor, I'm going to use some birch. Only problem is I don't have any, so I need to go and find some. Now this entire forest has been completely removed, so I'm gonna have to head over here. And it does look like there is some birch trees over here, so thankfully I should be able to get enough. Oh, g'day mate, and goodbye. I'm probably going to try and get about 2 stacks of birch logs. I'm hoping that will be enough. And I just need to harvest 1 more tree, and then that should be enough birch logs. Fingers crossed. Okay, close enough. Let's head back. On the way, I do need to grab some food because I only have 9 steak left, but I'm pretty sure I still have some cooking up, which should be ready by now. Oh yeah, 63. That is bloody beautiful, mate. Now let's head over here and fill in that top kind of floor using the exact same kind of technique we did on the bottom floor. Dude, I'm really regretting not going to get some spruce logs as well. I need to be able to walk up there. Oh my days. Thankfully, an elytra gets us back to our base extremely fast. I honestly don't think it would be possible to kind of get around our world without the elytra. Not because we can't access it, just because it would take so long. This thing is enormous, and just walking from kind of one side to the other takes forever. It would certainly add probably at least 50 whole days to our current total, which is just insane. But let's go ahead and chuck in a staircase right here. Ooh, hang on. No, this is going to be like a reception kind of area. So maybe we'll pull this back a little bit. Ooh, it's going to be just clipping this window. So maybe I should bring it forward 1 more block. Man, okay. This one here will now work. And have a look at that. Bloody beautiful, mate. Now we have like an upstairs section. I don't think I want this to go over here. I want this to be able to kind of look down a little bit. Just a very small kind of upstairs area. Now I'm going to do a very similar thing that I did downstairs. I'm going to use birch planks and also some stripped birch log. And if we have a look at that once again, the color is extremely similar. It's just a slight different texture, which is very nice. I'm of course going to make sure I include a couple windows up here as well. And there we have the very top floor done. All I need to do now is make sure I fill in these little gaps where it's going to be exposed just beneath the roof. And then 1 more just here and done. I think that is it. Is there one over here? Let's check. Oh, very, very subtle, but let's go ahead and fill that in and then we're done. Boom. And there we kind of have the shape and color of this kind of lumber mill building. I think it looks really nice. Now with these spruce slabs, let's make sure we finish up the fence like that. Very good. And we need to figure out some kind of better staircase to get up here. So I'm thinking I'm going to use some spruce slabs again, and over here we'll create some kind of very relaxed staircase, which almost looks like it's kind of been thrown in as like a afterthought or like a temporary thing, kind of like this, except I think it's a little too thick at the bottom. Let's trim it up a little bit. I think that looks very nice. Now we can get rid of this stone and we actually have access to the top. To be honest with you, I think this might be a little bit thin now. So let's go ahead and expand this out a little bit, kind of like that. Okay. Now let's grab up some oak logs and maybe some oak trapdoors as well, and just kind of create some stabilizing pillar things like this. Just every couple blocks. Is that too high? No, that should be fine. That's alright, mate. We'll go like that. And maybe we'll have an extra 2 here and then build one kind of like into the stone, just like that. Honestly, I think that looks pretty nice, to be honest with you. I'm just going to chuck in some oak trapdoors, 1 block below the top, just to make them seem a little less flat, just like that. Absolutely beautiful, mate. And I need to figure out this kind of wall up here. I don't want to use what we usually do with the stone. I want to use something a little bit different. I know I use a lot of them, but I'm thinking about using some spruce trapdoors. I think that'll look really unique and nice. Fingers crossed we have some in our storage system. I'm sure we do. I use them all the time. Boom, 39, beautiful, mate. Maybe I'll bring some waxed copper trapdoors too. That could be nice. Alright, that should be good for now. Let's see what we can come up with. Man, just looking at this place from a distance already, it's really coming together. I'm liking this a lot. Okay, so I'm thinking about having these trapdoors kind of just outside the edge. And to do that, I have to place another row of blocks, then place them like this, just on the outside of these blocks. Then I can remove these blocks and close the trapdoors like that. And that makes it hang out ever so slightly. And then on these spots, I can go ahead and place them like this. So it kind of closes closes it off very nicely. And I think that looks awesome. Just to kind of make it a little less boring though, every now and again, I think I'm going to add in just like a line of oak logs. How is that going to look? It looks okay. What if we add in a trapdoor like that? Oh yeah, man, that's looking good. Maybe some buttons on the very top. Okay, yes, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my days. Since we have them here, I'm going to use some spruce slabs on top just to make it a little bit higher than the spruce trapdoors. And honestly, I think that looks very nice and kind of unique. Now for these ones out here, I want to use some waxed copper trapdoors. I feel like using the spruce slabs here is going to be a little bit too much. Maybe I'll trim some of these. Okay, there we go. That is looking good. Now, of course, you can fall off, but if you do, that's on you. Just walk down, man. Come on. Maybe I'll put another kind of pillar of oak logs just here, just to make it seem more like an entrance. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing with these spruce trapdoors. Just placing them on the outside just to get that little bit of depth. I think it's definitely necessary. Otherwise, it's going to look very flat and boring. Dude, I think this is coming together nice. I should put a line of oak logs in here as well. Beautiful. Oh my days. Trapdoor, and don't forget the button. There we go. I think that's coming together really nice, guys. Holy camole. So I'm going to head over to my spruce tree farm. Then I'm going to go ahead and finish up these kind of spruce trapdoor walls. And then I'm going to start figuring out the kind of path and how it's going to look up here. So let's go ahead and get that done right now. Ladies and gentlemen, look at that. Oh my days. I got a little bit carried away and absolutely went to town decorating this entire kind of lower area here. And honestly, I think it's turned out really nice. So obviously there's a bunch of piles of logs which are ready to be lifted up to the crane or shipped away. And I've got a bunch of piles of crafting tables and grindstones, which kind of represent saws, a little bit of bamboo, bunch of campfires everywhere, of course, some rails, and I think it's turned out pretty nice. It's really filled in this area nicely. Now, I didn't actually do any detailing up here, so that's what we're going to be working on next. And I went to the base and grabbed a bunch of items I think we might be able to use. Now, the acacia planks is because I want to make some acacia trapdoors to use for the windows, because very recently I've been using a ton of copper trapdoors and I want to shake it up a little bit. So using the acacia I think is going to be nice, but obviously I didn't have much, so I need to go grab some more. Thankfully for us though, we have a massive savanna biome just on the other side of our base, so we should be able to very quickly and easily collect enough acacia logs to make plenty of trapdoors. It's a type of log I rarely use, so using it in this build I think is going to be nice. I want to start incorporating a lot of blocks I'd kind of avoid, and acacia is definitely one of those. But I think this should be enough. We got 39, which is definitely plenty. I mean, this build does not have many windows, so thankfully we don't need to make too much. I've got another 8. I don't know if this is going to be enough. I don't think so. We're going to be able a little bit closer. Dude, what have I done here? Have I put these in backwards? Oh my days. I can't believe I've done that. That's better. I thought it was looking a little bit weird. They are very similar to the copper trapdoors, but slightly different. So I do think it's nice. It's a little different than what we usually do. Is that all the windows? Did I actually make enough? Oh my days. That rarely happens. That is insane. Okay, but next up, I want to use some spruce fences and just add them into these kind of corners here, just like that. Very subtle. I usually use dark oak, but like I said, I want to try and switch things up a little bit. But I really enjoy putting these fences here. I think it looks nice. Actually, you know what? Let me try doing something completely different. On that warehouse over there, I'm going to keep that as the spruce fences, but I'm going to grab some oak fences and some lanterns, and I want to try and hang these like that, kind of as the kind of side detail on each of these pillars. I think that's nice. I'm going to do this on them too. I think that's looking kind of nice, man. I'm gonna grab some oak logs and add the little sticky outy bits here, and then do the same thing with these hanging lanterns on the oak fence. It's completely different to what we normally do, but I think it's nice. I think changing these to logs as well as the sticky outy bits there is gonna be sweet, and then adding in a line of dark oak signs across the front, just like that. Hell yeah, man, that's beautiful. And I'll do a similar thing on the oak log extrusions as well, kind of like that. I really like how that looks. That's nice. Now I think I'm gonna add in just a couple random signs, like oak signs. Then I'll make a bunch of stone buttons and add these in too. I'll do that on these as well. There we go. Beautiful. I also made sure to grab the things to put a chimney in, because I think a chimney will definitely kind of fix up the roof, because the roof is very boring, especially over here. So if I kind of just slap a chimney in here, that's going to look really nice, isn't it? Do we use dark oak trapdoors? Will that look all right? Oh yeah, that is beautiful, I think. Yeah, that looks okay. I think some oak trapdoors is certainly going to look very nice as well. So I'll add some of these in here, and maybe some acacia leaves on top of a trapdoor. Do I have oak leaves? Oh, I have a couple. Boom, there we go. Oak leaves and acacia leaves. I'll throw some signs on the outside of them, and then maybe add in some kind of random leaves. Maybe a couple barrels as well. There we go. Beautiful, mate. I'll slap a trapdoor in there too. Make it a little bit more fancy. Okay, this place is coming together. For this entrance, I'm gonna kind of shape it off like this, just using some spruce stairs and trapdoors. I think that's pretty good. And I'll do the same in here. And I'll add in some like shelving kind of units in here too. Do I have any slabs? Spruce slabs. Oh, I do. Beautiful, mate. So I'll go like that. And I can add in some barrels and maybe a pot with an acacia sapling. I'll do another one here. Why not? And I'll just add in a couple random things just to kind of make it a little less boring in here. Swap that with a lantern, and man, this is coming together pretty nicely. Can I get a couple logs in there? I feel like that makes sense. And maybe like a campfire too. Just like that. I'll strip 2 of these logs. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, I'm happy with that now. I think this is looking really sweet. For the roof, I'll chuck in some just regular spruce slabs, because it feels weird being able to see the very top of the roof. That doesn't look the best, I think. I'm gonna need a couple more. Yeah, look at that. Oh my days. I think another lantern in the top corner there. Then I can get rid of this, and maybe a lantern there too. Why not? I think that's really nice. Have a look at that. Oh my days. I don't do interiors often, but I feel like I need to start, because I'm always slacking on that. Always. And it's not the best. Interiors are definitely important. Do I have any rails left? Oh, I do. I got plenty, man. Hell yeah. Boom, boom, boom. You know what? Chuck a campfire in there too. Why not a pot? Fair enough. Create some kind of thing up here for some barrels, and maybe a grindstone as well. Boom. Yeah, man, that's beautiful. I've created this kind of whatever that is. I don't know what to call that, but it's there. And I think on the other corner, what have we got? Oh, I'll grab these campfires. Maybe I'll add in a stack of hay bales just in the corner here. Dude, I think this is looking pretty sweet. Like, this is the first interior I've built in this world. I think it looks really nice. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very happy with that. Just gonna make up some more spruce slabs so I can kind of create some kind of roof. And I feel like the roof for this one should be just flat here. There we go. And yeah, I guess I can do interiors. Maybe I should stop slacking off on it all the time. I think I've done a very good job. I mean, let me know if you think it could be better. I mean, there's always room for improvement, but I'm pretty happy with that. That's nice. I think one thing I could do is add in a couple buttons onto the floor, kind of like that. Yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. That's very good, I think. I hope. So that's kind of the bottom floor semi-done. At least better than nothing. Now I need to do the top floor. Add some of these hangy thingies. Oh, I can't reach that, can I? No, that sucks, man. Can I jump? Oh, look at that. Did you not see that parkour? Holy gamoly. That was insane. Slap a bad boy there. Maybe we'll get some shutters on the top level using dark oak. That's nice. Oh my days. Maybe we'll go a pot and a plant. I don't know. Does that work? I was trying to put it on like a slab, but there's no way I can get a slab in there. I got to get rid of this spruce sign, so I'll chuck that bad boy there. Maybe some oak signs there with some buttons. Why not? I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm just slapping random stuff in here. I think I'll go spruce fences up here, right? I'll go spruce signs across here, and then I'll make it look like the kind of windows are shut. So these are shutters that are closed. Slap in some stone buttons, and honestly, I don't need to go crazy on the details. I think that's pretty nice. I'll chuck in stone buttons on there. Dude, I've used so many stone buttons. Have I gone overboard? Maybe. I'm really happy with this interior. This is insane. I love it. I guess I should add like a pile of logs in here. Just random. Throw in some campfires. Chuck a couple slabs in there. Yeah, that's good. Bloody beauty, mate. There should be a slab there too. I don't know why there's no slab. Oh, the creeper exploded it. That's why. I remember. And I should have like some kind of small path to there. That makes sense to me. Should I put another pot on here? Like that. You know what? That works. That works for me. And I think kind of sectioning off this thing here like that will be nice. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with this. This looks kind of good. I would like to get some trees behind it and fix up the back of it, but honestly, I'm pretty happy with how this is now coming together. Everything on the right hand side is mostly done. The only thing remaining up here is fixing up this crane and adding in some piles of logs up here too. But my inventory management right now is not good. I know this always happens. My shulker box situation gets extremely messy. And yeah, we got a bunch of random stuff in here. And I'm gonna need to go get more stuff to kind of do this crane too. But I'm gonna figure that out and absolutely go to town on fixing up this side over here. So let's go ahead and get that started right now. And now that's this top area done, and I'm thinking it's looking really nice. This is definitely becoming one of my favorite builds so far. Now I have to decorate this entire area and fit it out with a bunch of trees, kind of stumps, and whatever else I can get in here. So let me show you exactly what I'm thinking of doing. Of course, I'm going to go through and add in a bunch of coarse dirt and pods all throughout here, just to make it seem like the area is all muddy and kind of torn up. People are going to be walking through here a lot. There's going to be trees being ripped out of the ground, so it's going to be a little bit harder for the grass to grow. So we're going to get that effect using these two blocks. I'm then going to create some kind of tree stump. So it might look something like this. Let me just grab a couple more things. So I can make it look like there's been a tree kind of cut out of the ground here by creating something similar to this. And then over here, making it look like the tree's kind of just laying on the ground. And adding a couple kind of branches, kind of like this. And of course some leaves. So let me go ahead and grab a bunch of oak leaves from our storage, because oh my days, that was absolutely horrendous. Very lucky we didn't die then. But I'm going to grab pretty much all of our oak leaves, or at least as many as I can grab, because I know I'm going to need a huge amount of them for the remainder of this project, because I'm going to have to build a bunch of custom oak trees, which is going to be a little bit difficult. But the first custom oak tree is going to be laying on the ground. Now, when the tree's on the ground, there's going to be a couple leaves, not many. I don't want to kind of fill it out too much. Kind of like that. Does look a little bit strange. Maybe I'll cut these leaves out just like this. I think this will be okay. Something like this. Then of course, we're going to build some normal trees. These are just going to be trees that are kind of either growing or ready to be chopped down. So just a very simple design like this. A decent trunk with a couple branches that kind of become fences to make it seem like smaller branches. Then I'm just going to kind of add in a bunch of leaves around these branches here, because these standard vanilla trees are pretty ugly, I'm not gonna lie. We want this thing to look as good as we can make it, and I'm definitely not the best at making these trees, I'm not gonna lie, but I feel like this is definitely gonna be better than just planting a bunch of random oak trees just like this. So like I said, it's definitely not the best, but we're gonna make a bunch of different kind of heights and shapes, and when there's more in there, I think it's gonna look a little bit better. Looks a little bit funny because it's kind of on its own right now, but I'm of course gonna add in a bunch of coarse dirt and pods all around the tree. Then we might have like a pile of logs, because obviously this is Minecraft and trees grow a lot quicker. So there's going to be a bunch of trees being chopped down pretty quickly. So when they're chopped down and kind of put into piles like that, they're ready to be kind of moved over to that area where they can be bundled up and shipped off. What do I have here remaining? Dude, not much. Not much at all. Man, I don't even have any sticks left. Oh my days. So you know what that means? Coming over here, chopping down a couple bamboo, and then boom, free stick. We got to save the trees, not turn them into sticks. We have all this bamboo that we have to get rid of, so we might as well be turning the bamboo into sticks. Boom. Just as easy as that, mate. Then we'll just make up a bunch more campfires. Campfires use so many logs, man. It is insane. I've gone through so many stacks of oak logs building this thing. I had a huge amount of oak logs before we started, and yeah, not so much anymore, but it's all worth it in the end. So we're going to get something like this. Now I'm not going to use rails in here because obviously those logs need to be moved over to there, where they get bundled up over here to be either lifted up to the top level or shipped off to somewhere else, I guess. Now I'm also going to add in some barrels around, and I'm also going to get a bunch of stone cutters too. Maybe not that many, we'll go 9. So the idea for these stone cutters is this is kind of, maybe we'll put one in here. I think that makes sense. Kind of like the saws that are being used. But that's how I'm going to kind of decorate this area. I'm of course going to be adding in some like bushes in the form of leaves kind of throughout as well. Just around the edges in little spots like that. And I'll make sure to bone meal the area too and add in little bits of grass because I feel like that's really going to shape this thing up a lot nicer. I'm telling you, planting bone meal is the easiest way to kind of make an area seem more realistic, I guess. Gonna make sure I plant grass on top of the mud too. Maybe it seems like weeds growing, but dude, this looks so good already. I'm so excited to kind of build this entire thing out and see how it's gonna look like when we've got a bunch of trees kind of built up, a couple log piles, and just things like this all the way around. Maybe even, dude, I'm literally almost out of logs. Maybe even just like random stems or trunks that haven't been completely cleared yet. Like literally like that. And obviously there's no tree laying on the ground. It's just like that because I guess they've chopped it down and left it because they're lazy. Man, I'm so excited to do this thing. This is going to be insane. I honestly think this could be one of the best builds once it's done. Just looking at this, like, let me zoom in here. Dude, that looks insane, man. I just want to literally just go crazy and fill this whole thing out. This is going to be insane. I can't believe how good this is looking. Like just looking at this whole area from up here, man, this was nothing like not even too long ago. And we've created all of this, mind you, without any plan. All of my builds are completely freehand. I kind of design this as I'm going. I don't build them in a creative world first and then rebuild it in survival. I don't find that fun. This is how I build. I just literally clear out a space, terraform, and kind of let things happen. Just try and figure out, okay, what should go in here? I just chucked a bunch of logs and it makes sense. Look at this, oh my days. Also, I've been going absolutely crazy, hyper focusing on trying to make the videos higher quality, so I really hope that it's working. If you guys have noticed the quality is a little bit better, please let me know so that I know I'm doing it right, or if it looks horrible, please let me know too, because I'm literally going crazy spending so much time trying to make sure I improve my videos and make them just even nicer. All I want to do is make sure that I give you guys the best possible kind of experience, and if the quality is poor, then I can't do that. That's not good enough for me. I want to make sure I do everything as good as I can. So if you've noticed anything different, or it just looks crisper, or the colors are nicer, please let me know, because yeah, I'm really trying to focus really hard on improving these videos for you, all for you, and I guess a little bit for me. I'm not gonna lie, I do enjoy doing this and looking back at my old videos and being like, wow, those videos were absolutely horrible. But I guess that's a good thing, because it means we're getting better, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, anyway, let's go ahead and absolutely deck this entire area out and make it look absolutely splendid as possible, dude. I'm so excited to see this when it's done. Okay, no more wasting time, Big Jozzy. Go ahead and get crack-a-lackin', mate. Ladies and gentlemen, oh my days, have a look at that. That is absolutely insane. I truly had no idea how amazing this was going to look. I had some big hopes for this place, but I've never really built anything kind of to this level for, I guess, a farm that isn't extremely productive. Oops, I just flew into a tree. Oh my days. But taking a look at that area behind us, if we just kind of take that area that we've just built and compare it to this spruce tree farm that we built way back hundreds of days ago, dude, the difference is night and day. And I think it's a testament to how kind of much I've improved just in the making of this whole world, which honestly hasn't been too long. So ladies and gentlemen, if you are wanting to improve at building in Minecraft, I think it's safe to say when you look at this farm and then you compare it to this farm over here, like you just need to put in time, I guess, which is exactly what I've done. And this is now what we can create when trying to kind of create the same similar thing, because this is exactly the same as that farm over there, except for oak logs. But how on earth are we going to farm oak logs here? Come on. Well, don't worry, I thought about that. And you would have seen me excavating some land behind the building at the end of the last time lapse. And there's a reason for that. So let's head back to the base real quick and just grab up something that I need. That thing being some oak saplings. Hell yeah, man. This farm wasn't originally going to be useful, but I'm making it useful. Don't you worry about that. This thing is going to be not only aesthetic as hell, but I literally have one bone. That is wild. I guess let's quickly fly into the jungle and take out a couple of these cheeky fellas. Yo, that's not fair, man. I'm coming to get you, not the other way, my boy. All right. Where are my other cheeky fellas at? We literally got 6 bones, which is not gonna be enough, mate. Oh, here you are. G'day, mate. Bro took the cut way too seriously. Needs to get back on the bulk. Get a little bit of meat on your bones, mate. I mean, look at these guys. They've been cutting their calories. Oh my days, he's strong. Okay, that guy definitely isn't cutting his calories. Oh my god, are we gonna die in the jungle? No way. I don't even know. I'm just yapping. I'm sorry. Dude, why they all have enchanted bows? That's crazy. Okay, we got 19 bones. That should be enough. Now, because I didn't think about having something behind the house at the start, it's a little bit awkward to kind of create a path. So I think instead what I'm going to do, I'm going to come into this house, just make another door because that's easy. Let me just quickly make a stair. Oh, I took all my shulker boxes and crafting tables down here. Oh my days. And we don't need the arrows. We've got way too many. Arrows are kind of useless when you have infinity. And I mean, I very rarely use my bow. But let's go ahead and chuck a cheeky fella up in here like that. And then just have some kind of path running through. Doesn't have to be fancy. No one's going to see this. This is literally just for some logs, mate. And they should grow there, yes. Because oak trees don't really care about having blocks right next to them. Can I grow that there? Oh, look at that. Isn't that just amazing? Oak trees are truly one of a kind. They will grow even if they're right next to a massive mountain. See? Look. Oh my days. What the hell? That's a big ass tree, man. Why is it using so much bone meal? Holy camole. Okay, I definitely did not have enough bones. But as you can see, you can kind of see the trees from behind, but I guess that's because that's a massive tree for some reason. I have no idea why this tree is so massive. What the hell? I've never seen an oak tree that big before. That is crazy. What is that? That's like 5 oak trees from one oak tree. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What the heck? I don't know how I did that, but I'm a little bit impressed, I'm not gonna lie. Now, obviously, I'm not going to go crazy on detailing the stone wall behind it because obviously this is outside of the border. And I did say that we do not build outside of the border, but I guess I had to break one of my rules just to be able to finish it. It didn't feel right having the mountain literally right next to the back of that building. So if we sit on this border over here, you can see this straight line right there. The back of the house is virtually right on the border and it just didn't look right. I really could not stop looking at it because it just looked so weird. So I excavated a little bit extra just to give it a bit more space, and I figured we could plant trees behind. Now in the future, when we do expand outside of the map, there's no reason why I can't give a little bit more space to this oak tree farm if I feel it's necessary, because at the end of the day, I can just plant oak trees here now. There's a place for it and get all of the oak that we need. I guess instead of just heading over to forests and chopping them down, we actually have a place to do it kind of sensibly now. But dude, what the hell? Close that real quick. What the hell, man? But dude, look at this. Have I even shown you through here properly? If we just walk through here, does this not just feel just so right? Like this is just, oh my days. Holy camole. Man, this thing looks incredible. I love it so much. I mean, this entire mountain just feels so much better now that there's actually something on that side rather than just space and land. Looking across, man, I'm so excited to have something here as well. And then another thing right there. Dude, it is going to be insane. This map is really coming together nicely. This whole thing was completely different like 100 days ago. I can't believe how much difference we've been able to kind of add to this whole world in literally 33 hours of gameplay. I mean, that is a whole lot of time. I'm not gonna lie. 33 hours? Oh my days. I need to get a life. But hey, maybe this is my life now. Over here, we have one of the very first things that we built, this mining outpost. And at the time, I thought it was really nice, but honestly, I think we can do so much better. So today, it's time to build an absolutely insane mining compound. And what better place to build it than right next to this lumber mill? Except not at this level. For this, we're going to head down to this level down here. And it's going to be right here. Now, I actually knew that I wanted to build some kind of mining compound over here before I even knew about the lumber mill. Now. Thank you. When I was designing this entire mountainside, I had that kept in my mind, which is why it's still completely natural terrain. I wanted to make sure that when I built this, I was kind of really thinking about how I wanted it to look while I was doing the terraforming. Oh my days, these guys just keep popping up. Now, the location for this is definitely important. Obviously, we have this massive kind of mountain that we have lots of room to kind of excavate and shape how we like, and it's got a main road leading right down to this kind of port over here. And that is important because the train line will send ores throughout the world, which to me makes the most amount of sense. My whole intention with this side of the kind of kingdom that we're building is to create more industry focused project. Oh my days, there's an invisible spider. Come on, mate. I'm trying to give a demonstration. So obviously we have the lumber mill, and the next one is going to be this mining compound. But oh my days, this terrain is absolutely dreadful. So truly, I think the only thing I can really do now is try and shape it up. Obviously we have the map border kind of ending right here, and I want to make sure I utilize the majority of this space. I do need to expand this road. So this level here is going to expand down that way and kind of be the marking for how we're gonna get this kind of thing looking. So I guess let's just start digging and try and figure out a direction we want this path to head in. I just want to make sure I have plenty of room and space to work with down there because we are running very close to the edge of the map here. So I think something like this is going to be pretty much perfect. So let's place in some stone as the final border so we can mark it off and see very clearly where the edge of this is going to be, just like that. And then I feel like it would be wrong for me to skip this entire section here. Because as you can see, man, that land is not looking good. So I got to fix that up before we move on and start working on this area. Because otherwise it's just going to bug the hell out of me having this land looking so horrible next to beautiful kind of terraforming. A work of art that we're about to create. I hope it's a work of art. Let's hope I get all of the lava because we don't want any of this spilling over and becoming very messy. That would be annoying. Now, real quick, if you are new here, what on earth is this line and what border am I talking about? Well, let me show you. This is a massive map, 5 across and 5 down, displaying pretty much the entire thing around where our original starter base was. This is the map at day 100, and I have created maps at 100-day intervals all the way up to where we are now. So you can see our base is very quickly taking over a lot of the map. Up to the most recent map, which is the day 700 map. You can see we're working in this top right corner. You can see the train line, the port, and at the very top, that is where we're working. You can see the lava pool there, and that is the very top edge of the border. My goal by day 1000 is to fill the entire map in with our kingdom, and we're on day 754 now, and I would say we're kind of a little bit behind, but there's no reason why we can't go full steam ahead and fill the rest of this in. It is certainly going to be a challenge, but I will do my best to get as close as possible. So until then, I'm doing everything I can to stay within the borders and not leave the edges of the map, mostly just to give us the best chance of kind of succeeding in that goal. And you can see since day 700 we have already made some huge progress in this entire area over here. It is almost completely different once again, and this mining compound is going to be no different. We're going to make a massive change on the map and hopefully get it looking even nicer. But until then, I just need to keep going and do my best to get us as close to that goal as possible. Oh, I knew I was going to miss some lava. That is crazy, mate. Oh my days. I was ready for it though. I'm so excited to see how this looks once we get kind of all of this fixed up and we have more than just this tree farm here, because I think this looks insane. And getting this mining compound down here as well, dude, this whole area is going to be revolutionized. Now, continuing with the planning over here, I'm pretty sure in order for us to kind of continue this mountainside, we're going to have to wait for the map border to kind of open up a little bit because we are right on the edge. So because of that, I'm going to kind of have it finish about here. I'm fairly confident with this size. You know, maybe we'll start having it come back out. So we'll go like this, but then from here on, it'll kind of start curving the opposite way, if that makes any sense at all. So we'll pretty much just invert the kind of curve, just like this. And then all of this will be dug down on the inside of this curve here, because I plan for this road to kind of be right in the middle, which almost lines up kind of perfectly with this curve. So then I can kind of have this curve follow a almost natural path this way until it meets up with that road down there. That'll eventually link up to this one too. Well, at least that's the current plan. Things do change a lot, but this is all planned now. And we know that this entire kind of section here is going to become the mining compound. Pretty much all of this hillside here. So the plan is to kind of terraform it and get some kind of shape ready, and I'll kind of just see what we can come up with while digging. That's kind of the way I do it. I have a rough idea of what I'm thinking, but as the land is changed, I come up with a more concrete kind of idea in my mind. So let's just get digging and see what we can kind of come up with. After a whole lot of digging, this is now what we've got. A pretty nice template that we can start to really work with. The first thing that I want to do is change the floor of the entire mine to coarse dirt. Obviously, I haven't got any of it right now, just a bunch of stone, dirt, and some random blocks in there as well. I'm hoping that I've got a bunch of it at the base, but I have no idea. I'm going to have to go through each of these chests and find all of the coarse dirt inside of them. I'm also going to grab some podzol. So we don't have much, but we do have plenty of gravel, so I'm hoping that should give us enough coarse dirt. Oh man, there is a lot of monsters here. That is not good at all. Where's me bow at? Oh, I've got no arrows. That is very, very sucky. Boom, boom. Man, I'm gonna have to clear all these fellas. Give me your arrows, my boy. Thank you. And now I can just snipe these fellas off. Nice and easy, mate. Ooh, a skeleton in full iron armor. That's crazy. Okay, there didn't seem to be as many monsters here as I thought. So I guess we'll start with this first layer. Just gonna replace it all with coarse dirt, just to get a nice little template started. The main reason for this is because the entire thing is just stone, so it's kind of hard to see how it's all gonna look. And I know I want to have like a dirty kind of floor for this area. There shouldn't be any grass. This is a kind of active mine. And there's gonna be lots of things moving around. No real chance for grass to grow, except in small patches, which I'm gonna use short grass for. So to me, it just makes a whole lot of sense to turn this all into coarse dirt, at least the top layer. And it'll give us a really nice contrast between the floor and the kind of stone walls that we've got going on. I'm also going to be adding some details to these kind of walls to make them less flat, basically just carving out little shapes into it so it's a little less boring. I'm not entirely sure where I'm going to be putting all of these kind of mine entrances just yet, so for now I'm just going to carve all of these down until we get something that I'm pretty happy with. And then I'm hoping that'll make it a little bit easier to figure out where we put the mine entrances in a little bit later. I'm also going to be grabbing stone stairs and stone slabs and kind of placing these in just to give a little bit more shape to these kind of, I guess, mountain sides, to make them seem a little more kind of jagged and broken down, because obviously this is a mine site, so we want it to look very broken, kind of just like this, except I need to do it for all levels. Oh my days. I'm also going to be coming up to our little tree farm here and harvesting up all of these trees really quick just so I can get some extra oak logs. It is so nice having access to an oak tree farm where we can come and get oak logs literally just whenever we need, and they're here ready to go. That is amazing. We got just a stack, so we don't get a huge amount, but that's perfectly okay. Now I want to use some oak kind of slabs to make our way up throughout each of these levels. Maybe also some kind of ladders throughout as well. Just kind of whatever I can see fit. The idea is, obviously we have this massive oak tree farm over here, right next to where this mine is going to be. So to me, it makes sense for the oak logs to make their way down here and be used for this kind of mining entrance. So that is the kind of block or log type that is going to be used here. And I want the pathways throughout to seem almost kind of temporary, because obviously I'm thinking maybe these walls here are going to be chipped down as the mine kind of ages. So the stairs and ladders should be easily kind of movable, I guess. So I want to make it look like that in the way that I build them, making them look very kind of flimsy and, you know, kind of half done, if that makes any sense. But let's go ahead, change. Oh my days, bro just popped out of nowhere. Come on, mate. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and change the floors, fix up the sides of the kind of mountains here, or the mine walls, I guess, and add in a way to kind of move throughout each of these levels. Once again, using the oak, slabs, ladders, and maybe stairs. So let's see what we can do. And just with those little changes there, this place is looking so much better. Oh my days. Now, in order for me to do anything else, I do need to make a trip to the end just to fix up my tools, especially my shovels. They're both pretty much completely gone, and my pickaxe isn't far from it either. But thankfully, it shouldn't take too long. These things should be fixed up very quickly, especially with how easy it is to come down into the end portal now that we've got so much kind of room to just fly in. Absolutely incredible. Right, so I'll fix up my tools and I'll meet you back at the base. And now with fresh tools in my hand, it's time to figure out this kind of area here. Now, of course, I'm going to be using some packed mud for the kind of roads throughout this mine here, and I wanted to reach right through the middle, coming towards roughly about here. Dude, we can't have you exploding here, mate. No chance, brother. Get out of here. So I'm going to use a mix of packed mud as well as normal mud brick, and that's just going to stretch right up to there. Or maybe I'll go up to here actually, like this, and then obviously into this level here. And for this, I'm going to make some slabs, just some mud brick slabs, because there's no packed mud slabs. There should be, but there's not. Next up, I'm gonna go with some kind of stone brick wall, and I'm thinking I might use some stone brick stairs, kind of like this, 6 blocks in between, and then have another kind of pillar, just like that, right up to the edge there. I think that's looking kind of good. For underneath, I feel like, does Podzol make sense being under there? Let's see. Do I have more? Oh, I do. Beautiful. Because I feel like stone is a little bit weird, but Podzol, I think that looks okay. It's definitely different, but I think it might just work, at least for now. If we have to change it later, we can, but we'll do the same thing on this side, just like this. And I'm thinking iron bars in between. But for this, I think once it goes to 2 blocks high, we'll just have kind of pillars reaching from the bottom like this every 1 block, just to make it a little bit different, like that. And we'll go stairs like this, so it's kind of similar. You can see obviously there's pillars and stairs in between, just like this, except they're a little bit closer together. I think overall it looks okay. To me, it's fine. Now for this upper one, because it's still kind of low, I want to do something similar again. So I'm just going to place a stone brick. Oh my days, what is this fella doing here? Get out of here, bro. Just a stone brick every other block, and then kind of stairs like this, kind of alternating between both sides. I know it's not perfect, but I think it's okay. I'll expand the ones where the stone brick is up by 1, kind of like that. I think that's looking pretty dandy, mate. Now I'll do that on the other side as well. Of course, I'm going to be texturing all of this stone brick, but for now, I just want to get the kind of design figured out first before we do any kind of texturing. The first question is always, does it even look good? That's always our priority. Then on this side, maybe like this. Is that too close to these stairs? I think it might be, but it might actually work. I think that might be okay. It is very close though, I'm not gonna lie. I think I'll put this last one right into the mountain, just like that. Yeah, that's all right. That's gonna do for now. I think that looks okay. Now for the upper level, I want to try something very different. I want to use some chains, which I've never actually done, for a fence, but I have an idea which I think might work. So I'm gonna use chains every other block. So starting here, then leave a block gap just like this, then an oak trapdoor on top with an oak trapdoor in between. But the one in between is going to be on the the top of the lower block. So they've got this kind of dip in it a little bit. I think that looks really nice, but I don't know if it's going to work here. I guess we'll just have to find out, mate. I think that looks okay from here. If we take a step back. Oh, did you see that? I landed right on that lantern. That's crazy. I think that looks okay, especially from the top. It's definitely different, but I don't love the coarse dirt on the outside. So I think maybe just putting in a line of stone brick that could fix up that issue. Okay, it definitely looks better from the kind of outside, but what about from the top? Okay, that's looking okay. I don't mind that. I think it's going to look better once we get texture in it, and I mean that for all of the stone brick right now. All the stone brick is just kind of boring, but a little bit of texture will make that look insane. Now the issue I have now is not enough iron, so let's go back and see if I've actually got some in the base. I'll make sure to grab all the iron nuggets as well. We got a little bit of iron ore. Man, I really hope I don't have to go mining for this stuff. It definitely has been a while, so I feel like we're definitely due a little bit of a mining session. Oh, we got 25 chains. That is amazing. Oh, we got iron bars too. Oh my days. Holy camole, guys. You know what? I think we might be onto a winner. I think we might just have enough. Do I have any oak up here before I leave? I probably should have checked that while I was going through. Oh my days. Oh, we do have quite a bit of oak logs left in that chest, so we should be okay for now. I think we've got everything we need for now. So let's go back. Dude, that's already looking so much better, and we've done barely anything to it. Oh my days. I'm so excited to get this like fully done. I think it's going to be insane. Like, I'm calling it now 100%. This thing's going to be absolutely nuts. Definitely a lot better than the mining outpost we made a very long time ago. So we finished this main level with 18 iron chains left. Oh man, we're missing one oak trapdoor. That's crazy. With this second level, it seems like we've got 10 left. So we might just have enough, or we might just need like a couple more. We're going to be very close. 100%. Oh my days. We need one, two. Wait. One. Yeah, two. We literally just need two more. That's crazy. Come on, man. At least we don't need to smelt any. Oh my days. That is amazing. Thank goodness. Let's quickly make up a couple trapdoors. 20. That's not going to be enough. Oh my days. Okay, 44 should be sufficient. How am I going to do the light in here? I just thought about that. I have no idea. Oh my goodness gracious me. That's okay. We can figure that part out a little bit later. Our main priority is to make this thing look absolutely hectic. That is our only job. And of course, not dying. That's important. Okay, that's this one done. Now just this one over here, and then we should be pretty sweet. Okay, so that's the fences kind of done. I do just need to get some more stone brick just to put under these iron chains. I think this is coming together pretty nicely. We still have to do all of the texturing. Like, this is just basic stuff that we're doing right now. There's still a whole heap and kind of entire list of things that we can do to make this thing look better. And already, I think it's starting to really come together. We haven't even added in any of the mines, and we've got something looking like this. Dude, this thing is going to be sick. We've got no details, no textures, just a couple walls and a little bit of color with the coarse dirt, I guess. But even that is like bare minimum is done right now. Now with the iron bars, I want to put these in between here. I think this makes a lot of sense, but only there. I want to do something different here because obviously that's not going to work just because of the way it's set up. I think I'm going to have to use trapdoors there. I feel like that's our only real kind of option. Now I do want to use some spruce trapdoors because obviously we've used a whole heap of oak. That's all we've got in there. So I think a little bit of spruce trapdoors is going to spice it up just a tiny bit and at least get another kind of different color in there. Question is, do we have any? Chances are we do. I just gotta find them boys right there. Dude, there's no way we don't have any. That's crazy. Oh my days. I'm actually gonna cry. Okay. I guess we just gotta head over to our spruce tree farm. But thankfully, it's just right here. Right around the corner, mate. And chop a couple of these cheeky buggers down again. I feel like this is like a thing we do every single project. We're always chopping these spruce trees down. This is definitely the farm that gets the most amount of use, for sure. But thankfully for us today, we don't actually need many. I might actually grab a couple more, actually. I'll try and get a stack. That should give us plenty. Okay, 62 is definitely close enough. 40 should be plenty. I'm really hoping it will be. We have 26 oak and 40 spruce. So we'll see what we can do with this. I'm gonna place them like this. So oak on top of the stone brick and then spruce in between. man. I think that'll be a very kind of unique design. I think that's nice. Dude, come on, man. Man, I'm gonna need to visit my cow farm again. Only got 7 steak left. Come on, mate. What's going on? Been eating these Big Macs like crazy. Okay, that is the fences as far as I can tell. Done. Oh my days. What's this fella doing? Get out of here, bro. Oh no, I forgot down here as well. Oh my goodness. We're definitely gonna need more trapdoors. That's not the best. Oh, come on, bro. Get out of here. I'm busy, mate. Okay. Okay, 22. Hopefully that's enough this time. Oh my days. We only have the other side over here to do, and there's literally like 3. So we're fine. Easy peasy, mate. Look at that. Oh my days. This thing is looking really nice. I really like the aesthetic with the kind of low-key staircases and ladders. Makes it really feel like it's like a site, like a thing under construction kind of thing. I mean, there's nothing under construction. It's literally just a mine, but I'm really liking that kind of vibe. And just looking at it from up here, keep in mind, guys, literally no texture at all. And this is what we've got. This is insane, dude. Oh my goodness gracious me. Our shulker kind of situation, once again, I mean, what's different? This is always an issue. I never have a proper shulker thing, especially when we start building, and as we add more kind of details in, I just get more and more block, and yeah, it just gets impossible. Oh my goodness. I think so far I'm pretty happy with how this is kind of coming along. So obviously the next thing I want to do is get these roads stretching between each of the levels, so adding in a bunch of mud bricks and packed mud. Obviously I'm probably going to have to go and farm up some wheat from way over there. Then I want to add in a bunch of texture into these stone bricks, kind of shake it up a little bit, and then of course some andesite and possibly even some ores into the sides of each of these mountains. I think once we do that, we're going to have a much kind of better idea of how the whole aesthetic's going to come together. Then we'll be able to start going absolutely nuts on the details and adding in the mines and getting this thing looking absolutely proper. So let's do that now. Now this place is really starting to come together. I'm thinking it's looking really nice. Now the next thing to do is figure out where these mines are going to go. And obviously I've got a road leading into here. So this is going to be kind of the first one. So this one's going to be 5 blocks wide. So it's going to be a very big one. And I'm just going to go a little deep just so we have a little bit of extra space to work with. And this one is going to be important because a future project will actually lead to this. Next up, moving on over here, I'm thinking one just right here. Obviously I've got a path leading into this little spot. This one's going to be a bit of a smaller one, only 3 blocks wide and 3 blocks tall, just like that. Then over here on this top kind of level, I want one going right into this corner. So I don't know why I've placed some coal there. We can always just move that around a little bit, but I want a diagonal one. I think that'd be really cool and unique. Guess I'll add the coal back in. Bada bing, bada boom. Or one more. Oh my days. Beautiful. Now, obviously there's a massive wall here. So I want another kind of big one. So 5 blocks wide for this one. And I think one more is important. I wanted to maybe do one here, but I feel like that'll be too much with there's one being there and then one there. Another one might be, yeah, that might be cutting it a bit too close, mate. But another one right here. This one can be a small one again. Got a zombie in the wall. Oh my days. And if we zoom out, we can see now we have kind of 5 entrances scattered throughout. And I think that is a good amount. Of course, we're going to detail the outside of each of those entrances. But of course, I need to go and grab a bunch of detailing blocks because we're also going to be detailing the outside. That is what's really going to get this thing looking insane. I think it looks okay right now, but we can do so much better. So let's go to our storage and figure out what we've got. Some coal ores will be good. Definitely some oak logs. Definitely short grass. Yes, please. Maybe some cornflowers for a little bit of color here and there. 100% scaffolding. Some more coal ore. Maybe some pots. Maybe some dark oak saplings in the pots. I'm not sure. I just want to grab a lot of things that I definitely think I could use. Maybe some furnaces. That'll be nice. Definitely barrels. 100%. I'm just going to grab 2 stacks just because. I'll bring some more lanterns too. Some copper ore. Maybe some blocks of raw copper. That'll be nice. I guess we can use ladders. So many different things that we can use that we just got sitting in here. We don't even have to make anything. Ooh, some deep slate diamond ore. We can maybe make some raw gold. And I'm going to grab grabbed a bit more oak logs and a couple more stacks of oak leaves. So using all these things, I think we can get a decent kind of start to some detailing in the area. And I think obviously after that we can just craft up more items as we need them, but this will get us a good little start going. Now, of course, there's going to be some piles of oak logs laying out the front, freshly shipped from our kind of wood farm up there. These will be ready to be turned into some stabilizers or torches or coal maybe, or fuel, whatever they use them in mines. I don't know. I want to put one up here as well because this is a big open kind of space. I think this way is best, like that. Hell yeah, man. And I'm definitely thinking one over here as well, just so we can have a little balance, just like that. Maybe that's a bit long actually. There we go. Okay, just like that. Oh my days. Now definitely some barrels kind of scattered around this place, and on the big stacks I want to add a lantern. Okay, so we've added in some barrels and some piles of logs, but it still looks pretty bland. So maybe adding in some piles of ore, maybe some raw copper blocks and a couple copper ore. Definitely want some piles of ores out here as well. I definitely think that makes a lot of sense. Get some coal in here as well. I definitely want some diamonds too, kind of front row and center. Right here will be nice. Boom, very beautiful. Oh my days. Now definitely going to be getting some grass growing kind of near these piles of things, kind of acting like maybe some weeds, definitely near these stone brick walls as well. So the idea is definitely to add some kind of color in here because it's very boring and mundane. It's all brown and gray. So adding these kind of bits of color, or I guess green, is going to really stand out. And I think it's going to be nice. But I want to make sure I'm very sparing with it and kind of place them in places where kind of weeds would definitely be growing. So like I said, near kind of things which are kind of hard to reach, near walls and things that are placed down, definitely makes the most amount of sense to me. And I feel like it's going to give this area just that pop of color that it's desperately needing, because it is very kind of boring right now. And just adding in that little bit of color, it definitely helps a little bit. But I think adding in some cornflowers is going to give it another bit of color. Once again, kind of trying to do it in places where weeds would be growing very sparingly, even more so with the cornflowers than we were with the grass, because we don't want this color to be like too in your face, because it's going to stick out. It's definitely going to stick out for sure, but the intention is to be very subtle, not kind of in your face. Okay, is that enough? Maybe some back here. Here's a very kind of quiet spot. See, the blue definitely sticks out, but we've been very gentle with it. There's not too much of it in here. Make sure to add some kind of in these spots too. Oh my days. This thing is really coming together. Now with these pots and these dark oak saplings, I think adding them into these barrels, just like this, is going to be a nice little bit of color as well and make the barrels kind of stick out a little bit more. I'm not sure why there would be a pot with a plant on it on these barrels, but if it looks good, that's kind of all that matters to me. Once again, it's these very small subtle details that bring a build together. And keep in mind, we're still definitely not done. I really think adding in the kind of details to the entrances is going to really change this whole area and just make it look so much nicer. So I want to start working on one of the entrances. I think I want to start working on the main entrance to start with, and I think adding in some kind of supports here like this, I think this is going to be very nice. I definitely need to move that. Oh my days, that's in a bad spot. Maybe I'll get some fences in, definitely some supports like this, and maybe even kind of extruding out like that. How does that look? Okay, maybe I'll remove that, but I'll put a lantern in there. It's looking okay. I think some stone buttons on the edges like that, maybe one underneath as well, and adding in some kind of stone protruding like this, or maybe not like that, maybe on the edge. So we go down like that, then that. Oh my days, this is a little bit difficult. I'm not gonna lie. Go like this maybe. Okay, that's looking okay. I don't love it. Let's remove this and add in some kind of shrubbery hanging off the edge here. Maybe on this side too. What if I add some on top as well? Kind of like that. Okay, that's definitely too much, but I can remove that and place one in there. Yeah. Okay, how does that look like from this view? I think that looks okay. It's definitely really highlighting that entrance a lot more, which is exactly what we want. Does ladders work like that? Yeah, I kind of like that actually. It looks kind of unique. Okay, I think in order to make this even better, there needs to be more detail on the inside, I'm thinking. So let's make sure it's all kind of stone, and we'll create a kind of support beam that you would see in like a mine shaft, starting like that. Oh, let's fix the roof. Oh my days. Then we'll grab up some more stairs and we'll connect them through the top like that, and then a trapdoor in the roof so I can grab a lantern and smack that thing right there. Okay, I think that's okay. What I think will really get that thing buzzing is some of these bad boys. Maybe some rails is what we're needing, so we could have them going in like this. Oh my days, I need to make more for sure. Okay, I think that's gonna really make that look nice. So let's make a couple more. Boom, we do not have many. I'm not gonna lie, we have 6 iron left. I want this leading into this wall over here, and I want this one to come this way into this wall. Oh, we had the perfect amount of rails. That's crazy. Okay, we're cooking, we're cooking. This rail is making that look a lot nicer. But in order to make the rail look nicer, I need to spend more iron on a cart. But to make the cart stand out more, I'm going to turn it into a mine cart with a chest like that. Because if it's just a cart, it's grey and it kind of doesn't look great. But yes, oh my days. I just need more of them. Okay, that's the plan. That's the play. So let me get my iron down and then chop all them boys up. That gives us just over a stack. Okay, so a little bit to play with. So we'll get them smoking up. Dude, I definitely think that looks really unique. I like it. Should I remove the rail underneath? No. That messes it up. Oh my days. Come on there, Jozzy boy. Just gotta make sure not to bump into them, I guess. Now, another thing I can do, because of my abundance of copper and coal ore, I'm going to add a couple ores into the kind of walls at the front where we can see, just so it looks like there's some kind of ores here. Make it feel more realistic. You know what? I might even throw down a barrel kind of right here, and maybe one here, then a couple there like that. You should be able to see that from the outside. But now we can make another minecart, and if I grab the non-silk touch pick, dude, this thing is coming together very nicely. But I grab some cobblestone, make up another furnace, and chuck that bad boy in with the minecart, and now we have a minecart with a furnace. We'll have it coming this way. Move it a little bit, just here. That'll be nice. Yes, on that corner. Oh my days. Okay, let's see that. Oh, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. We're reaching the nighttime, so this isn't the best time to kind of see how this thing is going to be looking, but I think even though the sun's in the wrong place, I think it looks okay. There's still so much we can do. I think this looks very nice, but we got to do the same similar thing to all of the other kind of entrances. So everything that we've just done, I'm going to go ahead and continue to do that and try and work out some kind of happy medium where the details are very nice and make it look kind of complete, but not over the top, because I don't want it to go too crazy. But so far, I think this is coming along very nicely. And I think once we get all of the mines done up kind of like this, dude, that is going to look so good. So without further ado, let's get crack-a-lackin'. So now we have all 5 of these entrances fully complete, and they look epic. I love it. Now to really finish this build off, I need a section off this kind of area to make it obvious where the kind of mining compound begins and the road begins. And to do this, I have a special design that I want to use. This design involves mostly stone bricks. We're going to start by placing a chiseled stone brick both sides of the entrance, then 2 stone bricks on the floor. Then I'm going to go with a barrel, then another 2 stone bricks, then another chiseled stone brick. That is one stretch. Let me remove this. Let me actually make this 3 blocks wide. I think that'll be a little bit better. So we'll go 3 blocks in between each, then like that. Yeah, that's nicer. So I'm going to continue this, pretty much just digging out where the coarse dirt is, just because there's not a huge amount of space between the coarse dirt and the road, and I want there to be a little bit of space there. I'm then going to grab up some spruce slabs as well as some trapdoors, and I'm going to place them in between like this. A spruce trapdoor on top of these barrels with these spruce slabs above the stone bricks. on the floor, of course, like that. Now, for the chiseled stone bricks, what I'm going to do is place in, oh my goodness, I didn't mean to make stone brick walls, I meant spruce fences. Oh my goodness. But I'm going to place in 2 spruce fences like this on top. Okay, no. Hold on 1 second. I will use those. Where are they at? Where did I just put them? Here. Oh my days. Forget I said anything. We're going to place a stone brick wall on the bottom and then 2 spruce fences like that. Yeah. Oh my days. That's better. That looks really weird like that. So like that, then I'm going to need some scaffolding because I'm short just to reach up top. And I'm going to place a spruce slab and a trapdoor with a lantern hanging underneath, just like that. And that's going to be the kind of separating design that I've got going, and I think that looks really nice. Now, I have made a similar design to this previously in one of my tutorial videos where I built a bunch of different paths. So that's kind of where I got this idea from, because I want to make a bunch of different walls. I don't want them all to be the same. For example, I created this design for the wood farm. Once again, it's slightly different to everything else in the world. And then over here, once again, a completely different design. I want to try and be a little bit more creative with every single build, not just using things that I've kind of done before. So that's one thing I'm really focusing on. But I'm going to expand this all the way around, connecting up to the kind of walls on both sides, just to make sure that there is a very obvious kind of section for where this ends. I am going to need to do a little bit of mischievous work here, just some light terraforming to get this to work. I think I'll cut this a little bit shorter, just so I don't have to go up, because that'll be a bit awkward. And we'll finish it like this. Boom. And I'm gonna have to cut this a little bit just so, you know, it doesn't feel weird over there. Oh, no. Dropped a puzzle, man. Okay, where my dirt at? We got grass. Okay, we got a decent amount of grass there. Beautiful, mate. And boom, that's looking so much better. Now, I'm hoping I have enough spruce logs in here, but I don't know. I don't think... Oh, we got 29. That could be okay. We could be onto a winner. So let's try. Let's see. I'm really hoping this is going to tie the entire building together, because I feel like it's missing something, you know? Like over here, maybe I want to build like a campfire or something. A place where the workers are going to kind of relax. I think that makes sense, but I don't know. I do like it. I think it looks good. I think it definitely is a very nice kind of mine. It's certainly better than the previous one that we built. I'm going to need to fix up this road here too. I don't even know what's going on here. Oh my days. I might cut this down a bit. I feel like there's a little bit too much space over here. So we'll cut this down like that. Let me get some grass just so it's a little bit more obvious, because I kind of can't tell what's going on over there. I got no grass. I only got dirt. I guess that's going to have to do. Let me just chuck all these in though. And boom. Okay. So now I think that's a better size, and I can just go ahead and change all of this to grass to make it a little bit more obvious that this is no longer part of the mining compound. And I'll make sure to dig this part out where it's obviously going to be grass and no longer a path, which will be that, I'm pretty sure. So that'll give us even more space between this wall and the path. And of course, I'll just quickly fix up this path. Oh my days. So much little kind of work that needs to be done, but it is the little things that bring a build together. I think I want to spread a little bit of grass through here just to get it growing a little bit quicker. Right, and let's go ahead and finish detailing this entire wall. I'm literally 3 spruce slabs short. That is crazy, man. Oh, I've got a bunch in here. I didn't even notice. So that will finish that. Now comes the easy part. Well, I'm gonna need more slabs anyway, so I might as well grab all of them out. And finally, I just gotta add the lighting to the edges as well. Well, not the edges, sorry, the light post. For this one, I'm gonna have it come in this way because I feel like it's a bit weird to go that way. So just like that. Beautiful, mate. I'm really hoping that this will give the final oomph that we really need. And the last one. Beautiful, mate. I know it's dark, but this is now what it's looking like. And honestly, having that border kind of surrounding the front definitely makes it look a lot nicer. So now I want to create some kind of area where the miners can come and kind of have a bit of a lunch. So I'll fatten this path up a little bit, just like this. And I'm going to craft up some campfires. 7 should be enough. I'll get some oak logs, maybe some oak leaves as well. And we'll just go like this. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Then we'll go boom. A log to kind of sit on. You know, we'll have one coming this way as well. Maybe a couple leaves behind to kind of section this area off a little bit. Maybe a campfire on top as well. You know, I think that looks okay. Maybe a little boring. What if I get some short grass and add a little bit of this in? Okay. Now, Now, I'll use a little bit of mud and mud bricks. Maybe that will fix it up because I feel like maybe it's the floor that's making it a little bit weird for me right now. Okay, that's definitely better. I'll chuck in some stone buttons to the floor. Okay, that's nice. I like that. I think it needs a little color though. So we'll grab our, I guess, 2 cornflowers is going to have to do just to get a little bit of extra color in there. Boom. Okay. Hell yeah, man. They got a nice little campfire to sit by, maybe on their lunch break or whatever. Now over here, I'm thinking like a little tent, but I've never built a tent before. So I'm going to wing it. Just got to make a quick stop at my sheep farm. Dude, the other side of this base takes forever to get to. It is so far away. It's not even funny, but I'll just grab a bunch of white wool. I don't want to add any colors. I feel like that'll make it too complicated. I've never built one of these before, so it's definitely going to be a learning curve for me. You can definitely tell I don't use much light grey wool. There's like 7 or 8 sheep there. Every other color has so many more. That's crazy. Anyway, I got 50. That should be enough. So we'll head back and I guess I'm just going to build a very simple tent. I hope it looks good. Let's see what we can do. Let's go. Should it be 3 or 5? I feel like 5's too big. We'll go 3. Maybe 3 blocks in between. We'll go like this. And should it go up by 2 on this one? I feel like it should because otherwise it's going to be very short. We'll go up by 2 and then the final one should be 1, right? Okay. I mean, I guess that's technically the shape of a tent, right? Now, I know I want to use some spruce stairs and trapdoors and create some kind of shape on the outside. Boom. I want it to be like slightly outside of the wall. Because if it's on the inside, that'll look weird, I think. So like this, then we'll go the same thing again. Then like that, or maybe like this. How's that? Should this be upside down? Like that, maybe. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Not gonna lie. Maybe I'll get banners in there too. But let's just copy this design on both sides. It's a pretty simple design. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, that's actually not too hard to make. Hey, that's not too bad, to be honest. Definitely okay. I feel like maybe it's not in the best position, but maybe I'll add in some short grass around it. And we've got the campfire, so I might as well create some kind of little campfire right here. Just a smaller version of what we got on the other side. Oh, I accidentally placed another one. Oh my days. Oh, I've got silk touch. That's beautiful. Forgot about that. I thought I was gonna lose it, mate. And I'll add some wood in there too, and that should be pretty dandy, to be honest with you. I'll move this because that's definitely in the way. Maybe I'll move the whole thing over a bit and back like that. Yeah, that's good. Add another log in there, why not? And I'll make sure to add some packed mud in there too, just like we did on the other side. So something like this, and fix up the path a bit, and I think we should be onto a winner. I think that's pretty nice. It really kind of fills in that space a little bit. So we've got like a camp. Maybe that's where the important people go, or the managers, I guess. Or maybe someone just really needs to have a sleep because he didn't get rest. His newborn baby's been up all night. Oh man, I can relate. But then there's another like campfire over here where people can have lunch maybe. And then of course we got just the random ore piles. There needs to be something here. This is just an empty weird space. What have I got? Maybe a stone pile. Does that make sense? Or is that weird? Maybe someone wants to collect stone? I don't know. But good thing about that, super easy to make, mate. No hassles at all, brother. Look at that. Hell yeah. A little bit of andesite in there too. Oh, mate, that's golden. Hell yeah, brother. Chuck in a little bit of grass and we're going to be absolutely sweet, mate. Okay. Oh, my days. And it's the perfect time of the day. The sun is bright and high in the sky. Look at this, guys. Oh, my days. So taking a look at this is what we can build on day 767. And when we compare this to this that we built over 700 days ago, honestly, I'm pretty happy with what we did. TNT. Oh my days, there's no TNT over there. What am I doing? Come on there, Jozzy boy. Why is there no TNT in a mine? Are you crazy? Come on, brother. The question is, do I have the facilities to make TNT? Ooh, 50 gunpowder. It's a good start. Dude, this chest system needs to be fixed, mate. I don't know what's taking me so long to do it, but it's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed showing you guys this. This is not good. Not good at all. I'm so sorry. Okay, we got plenty of sand. So I should be able to make a little bit of a TNT. I'll go with 12, but I'll bring everything just in case. I don't want to make too much because I definitely need the gunpowder instead. But this is bright and red. I think it's really going to stand out. So this weird spot here, I think this will be good for it. Some TNT there. I'll get some signs as well. Maybe I don't need to make big stacks. Maybe I can just have like 2 TNT there. Or is that weird? No, that should be fine. I remember way back in the day, if you punch TNT like that, That's how you made it explode. Oh yeah, that's nice. There, that's nice. Beautiful, mate. Okay, I mean, we've got one more, so sure, chuck it in there. I don't have many spruce planks, so I can only make 3 spruce signs, which is pretty embarrassing, I'm not gonna lie. But I'll chuck a sign on that, maybe a trapdoor, and a trapdoor there. And this top one up here definitely needs some, because it's too much just having TNT. There needs to be a little bit of, signs on it to make it a little less harsh, I guess. Kind of like that. Yeah, that's nice. But yes, comparing this brand new mine that we created to the very first mine that we created, I definitely think that the new one's better. If we get into the good looking mode, this is the previous one that we created on like day 50 or 60 or just 700 days ago, a very long time ago, compared to the brand new mine we just created, which in my opinion is 100 times better. All I need to do is expand the mine and kind of make some kind of underground mine shaft. I think that would be really cool. That's definitely going to be an exciting future project to create. I have an awesome idea which will involve the train line as well for this build, but I want to create some epic kind of underground mine shaft with a connected train line running through. I think that'll be really nice. It's time to add in a beautiful wheat farm. It only makes sense because the rest of my world is completely filled in with farms because I just absolutely love building them. And having not a single crop farm on that side just feels weird. So the very first thing that I need to do is set up my inventory correctly, because right now I have just a bunch of random stuff. So I'm going to drop it all off in here, and I'm going to grab a bunch of stone so I can start marking out some areas for roads. So I've obviously got this road here which is kind of started, so I'm just going to kind of dig randomly, plan out where I think this road should go. I want it to kind of have a little bit of space between the edge, but not too much, and it should be a little bit curvy, kind of like this. I think that's a decent shape. Now I just need to go through and fatten it up a little bit, which should give us a little bit of a better shape and kind of idea of how this is going to be looking, which we can kind of see just like that. I think that looks pretty good. Now I think another kind of branch kind of coming through here would be good. So I'm going to dig another path, and I think this one should also head over here so we can kind of build something over here in the future, just like this. And I'm trying to figure out if I should have it kind of come through there as well to create a massive circle, but I'm not entirely sure. So for now, I'm just going to fill this entire thing in. Well, I guess the hole that we created, just going to fill it in with some stone. That's going to give us a little bit of a better kind of idea of how it's going to be looking once the road is actually in, rather than just a hole in the ground. Man, it has been a long time since I've built any kind of farm, or I guess crop field in this world. So I'm kind of excited to be building this. I think it's really going to bring out this area a little bit better. I don't like how flat this is. I think I'm gonna have the grass come out a little bit more, maybe like this, and then dig the stone out a little bit more on this side, just to make it a little bit more kind of curved. And just a little bit of extra shaping is going to help make this path look a lot better. Oh no, the creepers are coming out. Oh my days. Oh, there's mobs absolutely everywhere, mate. Come at me, brother. Don't even have a chance. Just gone like that. Oh, he hit me. That's a little bit sad. Oh my days, we're on day 777. I just realized. What an awesome number. It's crazy to think how far we've come in this world in less than 1,000 days. I mean, 1,000 days and nights, because we do not skip the nights in this hardcore world. Oh, he's got flame. What the hell? Dude, I gotta go. Oh my days. Oh, what a sniper. Let me regroup. Oh my days. That just scared the hell out of me, man. You know what? Flyby. Ah, look at that. Not even a chance, bro. Oh my days. I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit scared then. I probably could have killed him without flying away, but look, we're not making any chances, because not only do we not skip the nights, but we do not use totems in this world as well. So it's literally real hardcore. If we die, we're done. The world is gone. So I like to play pretty safe. I don't take any chances, mate. No way. But now this path is pretty much filled in all the way through. So if we look at that from the sky, that gives us a bit of a better idea of how this path, or I guess area, is going to be looking. Now this mountain over here, I'm not 100% sure how I want to shape this yet. I have no idea. So for now, I think I'm going to just dig this way a little bit, maybe to here, or maybe we'll come out like this. I'm just going to add in some stone walls to kind of show that this is going to be another level kind of up here where it kind of starts. Then it's just going to follow around the side here, kind of like that. So you can kind of see what I'm thinking there. You have the stone wall separating the two levels, but I'm not going to go too crazy on the details here, just because, like I said, I'm not 100% sure how I want all of of this area to kind of look at because it is on the outside of the map and I don't want to go too far outside. Dude, this whole thing is messed up. Oh my days. There's a lot of work that needs to be done over here. This thing needs a complete renovation. Oh man, there's zombies coming at me for miles. Look at them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh, no, that one didn't come. He's staying over there. Okay, I'm getting a bit of a better shape here. This kind of part here is a little bit hard because the land keeps going up and I wanted to have some kind of spiraling staircase up towards this kind of level up here. But like I said, I don't want to go outside of the map borders. So it's a little bit hard to kind of anticipate how this is all going to be shaped later. I mean, if we do it wrong now, we can always change it very easily in the future, but I am not a massive fan of kind of double handling things. It's not the best use of my time, especially when the project is so large. But now that we've got this stone in, I can kind of flatten this a little bit more, get this down to the correct level, and then we'll have this entire section pretty much kind of ready to go. We definitely know how big it's going to be at least then. And there we go. This section is a little bit better now. Oh my days. They're going to burn, man. Get out of here, my boys. Okay, now this area is a little bit better. We've got this kind of section up here, kind of figured out a lot more, and then we've got the road kind of in here as well. Now I don't have any windmills anywhere in this entire world, so I think I want to put like some big windmill in here. So I think I'll create some kind of path towards there, and we'll start maybe here, and I'm just going to use regular dirt paths, and we're going to go to about there, I reckon. I think that'll be far enough away where it's able to be a little bit surrounded by the farms. I want it to be a decent kind of width as well. Not sure how big just yet, but at least we have the path in here. So then it splits up that middle bit quite nicely as well. I think I'll also have some kind of thinner path running through here just to split up the farms a little bit, make it easier to kind of walk through the fields rather than just walking through the crops. I think that makes a lot of sense. So then we kind of get shapes like this, which makes it a little bit more interesting to kind of look at. And I'm just going to do a very similar thing through here, just like this, just completely random. Maybe I'll split it off this way as well to link up to over here. Now I'm hoping that this isn't too much. I think that's going to be okay because we're going to have the windmill right in the middle, then some paths kind of heading between each of the fields. And actually, you know what? I'm going to connect another path kind of through here, leading over to this road here. To me, that makes a lot of sense, okay? Now that whole middle section is kind of much nicer to kind of walk through, I guess. I do need to fix up this area, so I'm going to chop all the grass because it's not supposed to be there. Fix up the landscape a little bit, not too much needs to be done, and just get rid of these vines as well. And of course the podzol. I'm pretty sure you can actually turn podzol into farmland, but I can't remember if that's actually true. Okay, so this area is already looking so much better. It was literally just grass before, so we're doing well considering we're literally only a day in. Now the next thing I need to do is add in some things kind of along the path. So let's head back to the base and grab some new resources that we can use. First of all, just dumping off whatever we've got in here. We just got a bunch of random stuff. Ooh, we're level 65. That level's getting pretty high, not gonna lie. Now I'm gonna grab a bunch of different shapes of the stones using the slabs, some stairs, we'll grab some cobblestone, we'll grab a couple stacks of normal stone and some andesite, and I think maybe some barrels. And I should also create some things to make some kind of like wheelbarrow, but I don't think we have any spruce left, to be honest with you. Oh my days. Do I have any hay bales in here? Surely I do. Come on. Ah man, that's just unfortunate. Oh my days. So I'm gonna have to come over to my spruce tree farm and grab a bunch of spruce logs. Just harvest in. I think I'll harvest the entire farm just to make sure I get enough of these spruce logs. And there we go. That's the entire farm harvested. It looks so weird when there's no trees there. Oh my days. And I'll drop everything I don't really need. Then we're gonna jump off this platform here and head to one of our wheat farms. I guess we'll just use this one here, and I'm going to grab a bunch of wheat just so I can make up the hay bales, and I guess we can keep the seeds to kind of plant more over on that side when we create the farm. Okay, I wasn't sure how much I needed, so I just got that. We should be okay. We have plenty, but I'm going to use this cobblestone to kind of create some barriers along this path to separate the farm. Just every couple blocks I'm going to add some of these in. This is going to be a nice barrier to this farm. I think it's going to help separate it from everything else, because we don't want it to just be you know, a massive field of wheat just randomly. I think that's weird. So adding some kind of, I guess, fence that helps separate it from the rest of the kind of world. Now I'm going to take both andesite and stone, just add some of these blocks in, maybe not that close on my days. I'm going to try and be very sparing with it, so I'm not using too much because I don't want these walls to be big. I want you to be able to see over them very easily. Let me show you an example as to why I want these walls to be very kind of small. We just got to head all the way over there. Dude, this world is huge. It takes so long to get from one side to the other. And if we didn't have this elytra, it would take so long. Oh my days. But these walls over here, we created this a very long time ago now. I mean, it feels like a long time ago. Probably wasn't actually that long ago. But we created these kind of crop fields over here. And look, overall, I think the area is very nice. But I don't love how kind of tall these are. You can't see the crop farms if you're walking down this road because they're just so tall. And that was one thing that kind of annoyed me about this whole area here. But we put in so much work and I didn't want to kind of just destroy it and do it again, because from up here, man, it looks amazing. But down here, it's not exactly the vibe I was kind of hoping for. So way over on this side, I want to make sure that I kind of accomplish what I was trying to achieve before. And we're going to do that by, of course, keeping these walls nice and short. Oh no, not witches. I hate witches, bro. They're so bad. Get out of here, man. When you get poisoned by them, it sucks. Man, it sucks so much. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with this whole area so far. I think it's coming along pretty nicely. We haven't done a huge amount of stuff to it, but I'm really liking it. Oh man, not phantoms. Come on, bro. I mean, dealing with all these mobs alone is tricky. I need to really light this area up because it's dangerous. There are just mobs everywhere. Do I have torches over in my shulker box? I got them over here from when we were doing the last project, which was this mining outpost. Dude, I love this. It's turned out so nice. Okay, we don't have any torches. Oh, we got 17. And I guess we have a little bit of coal. You know, I'm just going to take this entire box here. Let me take these as well because we're definitely going to need them. And boom, there we go. We'll take that up. I think this is going to look nice once we get all the wheat in as well. I think I'm going to set our shulker box up over here. I'm just going to place torches across this road for now, just so we have some kind of light set up. Dude, there's so many mobs everywhere. Oh my days. Oh, and they got enchanted bows too, as if like the amount of mobs isn't already bad enough. Oh my days. Dude, oh my goodness. Those skeletons literally had aimbot, not even lying. That's crazy. There's just mobs everywhere. Oh my days. It's a 1v27. There's mob drops everywhere. Oh my goodness. Hopefully the little bit of light I've added in is going to help reduce the total amount of mobs. Oh my days. It doesn't help that my armor isn't literally the best. My armor's not the greatest, I'm not gonna lie. Now, I got a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I got blast protection so we don't get one shot by a creeper. I learned that from my last hardcore world. I was mining down a tree and a creeper came up and snuck behind me and absolutely decimated my entire face. It was very painful, not gonna lie. But I learned a valuable lesson. Do not have no blast protection because your world will be taken away from you. Oh. Alright, the mobs seem to be a little bit kind of quieter now. So let's add in a little bit of extra lighting, maybe a bit here as well. And we should be pretty sweet. I want to collect the bones. The bones are important, not gonna lie. Very, very important. Okay, like I was kind of trying to say, with these walls, what I'm going to do is add in obviously just one block, maybe a couple blocks that are too high, but the rest is just going to be slabs and stairs, just like this. Maybe a little bit over. So like maybe here, kind of like that. But for the most part, it's going to be very short, so you can very easily see over these walls. The wall isn't trying to keep things out, it's just trying to kind of show the zone, if that makes any sense. Like, trying to make sure you know that this isn't kind of free land, this is a farm, so you're not going to accidentally walk in there. I feel like this should expand all the way over here as well. That definitely makes sense. But I'll give more space, because this is kind of like a very major road. We don't want it to feel too kind of congested. So we'll give plenty of space. That's like 4 or 5 blocks between this wall and this road. I'm also going to add some into the kind of floor. So it looks like this is part of the wall, but maybe it's like fallen off or it's like degrading a little bit. Ooh. You know what I should get? I should get some oak leaves and also use them to kind of add a bit of greenery in to those walls. So if I grab that from over here, I've only got 49 oak leaves. I don't think that's going to do. I'm not going to lie. I'm sure I had more. Maybe they're down in my shulker boxes. Oh my goodness. Not going to lie, we are flying through these days. Day 779 already. Oh my goodness. This is taking a lot longer than I thought it would. Maybe I've got them way down here. Oh my goodness. Dude, my stuff is just everywhere. Oh, there they are. Okay, we did have them down here. Now, with these oak leaves, I want to add some in here. Just kind of on the outside a little bit. Maybe a couple on the inside as well. But in this bit here, I'm kind of filling the gap a little bit. Oh, you know what might look good here too? Maybe some coarse dirt in with the leaves. I think that would be nice. Just to separate it a little bit more as well. Now, the question is, where is my coarse dirt? Oh, spruce fences. I'm going to grab them. I didn't know they were in the hopper. That's good to know. Thank you very much. Just drop the seeds. We have plenty of seeds anyway. I might grab a bit of podzol as well. Okay, that should be good for now. I do have packed mud down in my shulkers, so we can use that as well if we need it. Now, regarding my storage situation, I will be addressing that very soon. I know it's very overdue, but I am going to get it done. Don't worry. It's coming. We'll just kind of add that in amongst these kind of leaves where the stone walls kind of stop. And then this entire area in here is just going to be wheat farms. Now the question is, do I have dirt paths through these wheat farms too or no? No, I'm going to keep it empty for now. Just on the outsides, they can just be pure crop farm, I guess. Okay, I do need to go and grab that packed mud because, dude, I need it. I can't just have coarse dirt there. That looks weird, but I'm pretty sure I've got a bunch of it over here. Okay, I do have regular mud. Oh, there's some packed mud. Beautiful. Thank you very much. And I'm also going to have to rip up these oak leaves up here. Oh my goodness. I didn't really think about this very well. You can tell I'm very disorganized. I'm not going to lie. This is not good. I guess that's the downfall of building everything freehand rather than having those creative worlds that you kind of build everything in creative and then do it again in survival. Sometimes these projects make me feel like I should be doing that, but I just feel like that would be boring, man. Come on. I don't want to build something twice. I just want to kind of let the world build itself. And walking around and trying to figure out what should go where. It's all kind of pretty easy. I mean, I'm not building anything crazy. It's all pretty relaxed. There's no huge mega builds. It's more just kind of building farms and relaxing. That's what this entire world is. It's just a huge amount of small builds kind of just connected together and just slowly expanding the world as we go. But it does come together pretty nicely. But now that we've got this kind of outside bit for the most part figured out, I think what I'm gonna do is add in all the water and the seeds and just plow the land and get this entire outside bit done, because I don't plan on having anything crazy out here. This is just literally going to be a crop farm on the outside of this road. This entire section stretching through there, it's just going to be pure farm. So there doesn't really need to be a huge amount of kind of thought into it. Just a bunch of adding water and plowing land and adding the crops in. I'm of course going to be doing the kind of same thing that I usually do on these outside bits, adding in these little sticky bits just to make it seem a little bit safer so people aren't just going to fall off. Oh my days. Oh, I missed. Oh my goodness. That was embarrassing. I'm not even going to cut that out. I have to show you guys that I suck at this game. Oh my god, again. Holy camole. The reason it's so gloomy and dark and kind of weird looking is because it's raining. I just have the rain turned off because I think it's super annoying. I don't like the look of the rain. So that's why the world currently looks very dark and weird. Not doing anything crazy for these walls, just like I said, a very similar thing to what I usually do, mostly just for the sake of consistency, just like this. And I don't want it too tall, just so you can kind of come to the edge and look over, and you can see it gives a little bit of a nicer look rather than just being flat. Plus, I don't really know what else to do on the outside kind of here. If you have any suggestions, let me know, but this is kind of what I got for now. G'day, Mr. Spider. I need you to get out of here, my boy. I'm actually very scared of spiders in real life. I hate them. Don't think it's wise for me to live in Australia, not gonna lie. There's nothing worse than the thought of a spider kind of creeping up on you. Oh man, just give me the shivers. Oh my days. I hate it. I hate it so much. Those little things will kill you too. Just not fair. Not fair at all. Just sitting here playing Minecraft and the thought that a spider could just come and kind of try and eat me. Dude, no way. They should be removed from the game, not gonna lie. Like the real life game. There should be a patch where spiders are just sent extinct. Just creep me out, man. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about. What I'm gonna do is go ahead and fill this entire kind of area in here now with the wheat, because it's kind of sectioned off exactly how I want it. And you can very easily see kind of what I've done here. I think that looks so much nicer than the example I showed you before. You can very easily just look over and see the farm, which is exactly what I want. It seems a little more kind of low key, which is nice. Okay, so let me go ahead and fill that farm in right now. So I ended up doing a little bit more than I originally planned, but I think this place is really coming together nicely. I did say I was only going to do the outside, but I just got carried away and just started filling in this inside bit. And as you can see, I've got kind of rows of coarse dirt with rows of wheat separating between the two. And they're going in all different kinds of directions. And I also set up this kind of plan in here for where I want the windmill and kind of how big I want it to be. Now, I have no idea exactly how I'm going to build this just yet. And in all honesty, I've never actually built a windmill before. I have looked on the internet for some inspiration, and it seems like it kind of just looks like a massive silo with just like a propeller stuck on the front of it. So I'm going to have to try and be a little bit creative. Now, the first thing I need to do is get the correct kind of stuff. Oh, we need to get rid of all of our seeds. There's so many, man. But I'm thinking of using oak. So thankfully I do have a lot of it. I'm definitely not choosing oak because I have so much of it and literally none of the other logs. That's definitely not the reason. But I'm also going to use a kind of stone base for the bottom. And obviously I'm going to be using spruce because spruce and oak just go together so nicely. It's like they were made for each other. But thankfully I should have enough over here. If not, I am going to have to harvest up more trees because that's all I've got. Now, don't worry, I will be coming back to these kind of crop fields and adding a little bit more detail to them. But for now, this is going to be okay. There's a couple spots that need a bit fixing up. I guess I must have missed kind of plowing the lands there, but you know, we'll fix that up a little bit later. For now, my main focus is going to be on building up this kind of windmill and just figuring out how it's going to look. So, of course, I'm going to transform all the stone into stone brick. I'm just going to build this up a little bit. I want some kind of stone base. Now, the reason for this is it's going to be kind of tall. I'm thinking of making this 3 levels high because otherwise I feel like the propellers are just going to be way too close to the ground. So 3 levels high, for me, I'm thinking that's pretty good. But if it's all out of wood, it's going to look weird. So very often, if I'm building a very big building, I'll start with a kind of stone or gray base just to make it seem like it's very sturdy. And for this, we're going to go 6 blocks high and we'll build over some kind of door at the front, maybe something like this. You know, we'll cut it like that. We're just going to be putting in the bare basics for now. And you know what? I'm notoriously bad at not creating kind of floors. So I'm going to go and start right now before we build anything else and just lay down a floor on the bottom because I always kind of forget that and kind of avoid it. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like we need to start doing interiors. My plan is to build the interior of every single building just after day 1000. Just spend like 100 days building interiors for everything in this world. I think that'll be really cool and kind of a fun project to really just focus on because then I can just put all of my time and energy and efforts into just decking out all of the interiors in this whole world. I think that'll be really nice. Now for this next level, obviously I don't want to put a roof on the stone bit, but I do want it to kind of have a little bit of an overhang because otherwise it's just going to feel very flat and boring. So for this, I'm going to go with something extremely basic. In fact, this is something I haven't really done before, but I'm going to need some ladders as well. Do I have scaffolding? Surely I've got scaffolding down here somewhere. Oh my goodness. So for now, I guess we're just going to use scaffolding just to get to the top, just until we figure it out a little bit more. Now, I've made this 5 blocks wide because then it's very easy to kind of add stairs and offshoots because if you do even blocks, it's a lot harder to kind of figure things out. But I'm going to go with something extremely basic. I'm going to just add a little overhang using the stairs just on the very top of these kind of stone layer, just like this. I should have grabbed more spruce. Oh my goodness. Just going to keep a whole stack with me. Oh, not a whole stack, 24. Oh my goodness, I don't even know. Dude, at least I got a hoe on me. I actually had to go through 2 hoes. I made sure to keep this just so I could remember to show you that. So this is definitely not a small farm. It's an entire diamond hoe plus a little bit extra. But I'm going to go ahead and add a line of spruce planks just around the edge. Now, once again, extremely basic. I'm going to go through and add details after I get the shape, just in case the shape turns out being a little bit weird. If I add the details now, then it's going to be a lot harder to kind of reshape things. So I'm just trying to get a basic shape to start. And if it does look weird at the end, adding details is very easy to kind of hide some weird things. And we can always just go ahead and add in some extra random stuff just to kind of make the thing look a little bit better. But if we start with a very basic shape, that whole process will be so much easier. But to save on spruce, I am going to use slabs just so, you know, I don't have to go and get more because I really don't want to. I'm not gonna lie. But we're gonna fill this entire floor in here just like this, so we can walk around here nice and easily. And if we have a look from the outside, it doesn't look the best, but don't worry, we're gonna be adding a lot of kind of different details into this in the future. So it's gonna be less flat, there's gonna be texture in there, and I'm sure it's gonna look better once we get the other 2 floors in here. Now I'm gonna take these oak logs and kind of figure out where I should be putting this kind of next level. Now I think I might bring this out 1 more block. So I'm gonna try and figure something out. Where's the middle? Right here. So if we go right to here, that should be the very middle. So we need at least 3 blocks. So I'm thinking here and here. So that's kind of right in the middle there. Then if we do that all the way around, does that match up? Yes. Oh my days. Oh my goodness. Get out of here, man. Now I'm gonna have to have a quick nap in my bed. Now we do not skip the night. I lay down quickly and then get straight out. So then it stops the kind of insomnia from these phantoms. But we still do not skip nights in this world. We hit every single night right on the head. We do not mess around, ladies and gentlemen. We do not waste time. Working hard every day and night for 783 days. Oh my goodness, that is so much time. Alright, come on, you want some as well, mate? Get out of here. Alright, like I was trying to kind of... Oh my goodness. Come on, brother. What are you doing? Anyway, like I was trying to say, this is kind of the shape I'm thinking. Now, the reason I've done it like this is because once you move up, I want it to be slightly thinner. So this kind of level here needs to be a little bit thinner than the level below, and then the next one has to be thinner than this one. So if I go like this, on the top level, I can kind of place the logs in here. So I'll show you what I mean by that a little bit later. I am definitely going to have to expand this out by 1 block to give a little bit more space. So I have to figure out something underneath just to make it look a little bit less weird. But we'll do this around all edges, just like that. I mean, this works perfectly. There's 2 blocks all the way around. So this kind of shape here, I'm liking very nicely. But we're going to go up. We'll go 5. 5's pretty safe generally. And we'll just connect them across the top, just like this. Then I think, should I have the slabs here? Let's just place a slab in the corners for now. And we'll go like this because I want this to be a little bit taller because I want a very small roof separating these 2 levels because, you know, otherwise it's going to look a bit strange. So there needs to be a very kind of small roof. So I think if I just bring this level up by 1 and start it here, that's going to be easier to kind of work with because otherwise we're kind of going to be trying to fit that in and it's going to be hard to look out the window if we make any. So we'll go like this, use the scaffolding once again, and we'll go up 5 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once again, we'll go 5 and we'll just connect it through the middle. And there we have it. We have a very cylindrical kind of building. But like I said, all the windmills are very kind of cylindrical and they don't really have much shape to them. So I have to kind of try and figure out how to do that myself because they're either built onto massive buildings, which won't really work in this area, or they're just kind of boring. So we gotta figure something out. But I think that looks okay considering it's literally just structure right now. I think it's doing well and I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest with you. I think it's okay to start trying to figure out some extra details. Now for the extra details, I'm not going to be doing any texturing just yet. I just want to add some more blocks in here. So a little bit more shape. So we've got the basic shape right now. Now we just need to add extra shape. So I'm going to grab my thingamajiggy, chuck that on my other thingamajiggy, and then create some thingamajiggies like that. So we got some stone brick stairs, and I think to fix this issue here, should I go 1 like that, then stairs? And then we'll do the same thing at the bottom. So like that. Okay, I think that looks nice. So like I said, we're just adding a little bit of extra shape. We're not adding any crazy detail. I mean, I guess you can consider this a form of detail, but it's very basic. We're just adding to the shape that we've already created. We'll do this all the way around. So there we have that. Now this is very flat, so I think I'm going to add just a sticky outy bit like this. So we'll go like that, just to make it a little less boring, I guess. Right now, it does still look weird, but it's just a little bit of extra shape. And once we get the extra texture in there as well, dude, that's going to look so much better, I'm sure. But because like I said, we're just adding shape. We're not doing any texturing, and once we do add a bit of texturing in here, this whole thing's just going to look so much better. Okay, I don't think there's much else we can kind of do to the front here, I guess, except adding in some stairs like that. I think that bottom bit's pretty good. For the next bit, I'm going to add in some walls. I'm going to do that using some oak planks and stripped oak logs because they work very nicely together. I've used this quite a lot. It's a very nice kind of palette. I like it very much. So we're going to use it again. Boom. Okay. So now we've got a couple walls. I'm going to add windows in there. That's why I've left the little kind of middle bits empty for now. But we'll do the exact same thing on the top, except for the face where the windmill is. I think it's going to be on this side. So I'm going to just fill this completely in, just like that. And then the other ones, they should have windows as well. So I'm going to fill these in just like I did on the level below. Okay, now we can see more easily kind of how this thing's going to be shaping up. Now, honestly, I think the thing that's going to make this even more obvious is adding in a roof. And one thing that I know for sure is we're going to be using dark oak because, I mean, what else am I going to use? I use that pretty much everywhere throughout this kingdom because it just works so nicely, man. Oh my goodness. We've only got 18 though. That's not going to work for us. Do I have any in here? Oh, okay. Stairs. Oh, slabs. Do I have trapdoors? Oh, 4. Oh my goodness. Well, we got some spruce trapdoors too. I'll take them. You can never go wrong with spruce trapdoors. That's for sure. I think we should be okay. We got plenty now. In the future, I do plan to create different types of kingdoms which are going to have very different styles to what you've seen in this entire world. That's why a lot of these buildings kind of stick to a similar kind of design palette or design choice, just because this is all one kingdom connected. So it makes sense for them to have very similar build style. But once we branch out throughout the rest of the world, we build different kind of things throughout. We're going to try and incorporate different styles of building. I think that's going to be very fun. We got to wait for day 1000 because I want to make this as cool as I can for a 1000 day tour. I think that's going to be awesome. But I do want to try something different for this roof. Now, this is something I've never done before, okay? So we're going to have to do a little bit of experimenting. So I'm going to kind of try and create a roof that slopes up into a corner, if that makes sense. So, oh my goodness. I'm not going to lie. I don't know how well this is going to work. Let's try something like this. Does that look okay? Maybe we won't have that dark oak trapdoor underneath. So we'll remove that. So it's a pretty simple design. Just a little bit hard to kind of make, but I think that it looks okay. Honestly, I think that shape is really nice from the start. I think I want some hanging things on the corners. I think that would work well as well. So like I can fix this by having a hanging lantern or something in the corner connected to a trapdoor maybe. Let me just go ahead and do this for the rest of these sides. It's very simple. I didn't realize how simple this is actually going to be. I mean, it's a very small roof, I'm not going to lie. So it can't really be super complicated, but I am very pleased with how this is turning out. I think this is going to be very nice. It's definitely unique for this world. It's not a roof design I have ever done. But then again, I've never built a building kind of in this shape. It's given me very Japanese vibes, I'm not gonna lie, but I think it kind of worked. I mean, I could have it slope from the middle, but I'm kind of liking that, to be honest. I do have a plan to eventually build some kind of Japanese village. I think that would be really nice. I think I'm gonna do something very similar here. I'll go stair, stair, and then a stair again, I think, and then a slab and a stair maybe. That looks a little weird, but this is very small. I don't know how I can kind of fix this. Maybe some trapdoors, trapdoor underneath as well. Does that look okay? It is similar to the bottom. I think I have to make the other ones as well, the other sides, to kind of see if that's going to actually work. But I do need some more dark oak trapdoors, so let's get them. 12. Okay, that should be enough. By the way, if you enjoy these styles of videos where I kind of go very into depth about my thinking when I'm building this, please let me know. I hope it's not boring, and I hope that you guys kind of enjoy it. It definitely makes the video a whole lot longer, so please let me know your thoughts, and if it's kind of enjoyable, let me know so I can keep doing this, because I do enjoy kind of giving these explanations. And also, if you haven't yet, make sure to go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Appreciate it. Thank you, legend. Anyway, let's get back to this. I'm going to copy this all the way around, and we'll kind of see how it looks then. Okay, that's all 4 of them in. Just got to chuck the trapdoors in underneath, and then we can have a look and see how this is going to kind of come together. So pulling back a little bit, you can see, I think it's definitely nice. The 2 roofs do look very similar in their style and their design. So I think it really works. I do need to get another kind of lighter block in there. Maybe some birch or some sandstone potentially, kind of in here, just to add a little bit of extra difference in the color. I think that'll be nice. But so far, so good. I think that's really, really nice. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to go and find a bunch of birch so I can create some kind of pointed roof in the middle here, and then fill a little bit in here as well. And then I'm going to add some details into the sides, get some copper trapdoors in there for the windows, and I think that should look pretty good. So I'll get some details in there. We've already got the texture in for the 2 levels, so I'm only going to focus on these 2 levels here. And yeah, just add a bunch of details, maybe add some hanging lanterns on the corners, and see what we can do with what we've created here. I think it's a very nice shape, so we definitely have something nice to work with, and fingers crossed we can come up with something good. So let's get that started right now. And just adding in the roof and the little details around the edge really makes this build look so much better. But I still think it looks slightly weird. So I'm hoping that once I add in the kind of propeller on the front and the details to the bottom, this thing's gonna start really looking a lot closer to being done, because I'm not super happy with it. The first thing I want to do is texture that stone brick. So I'm gonna drop off everything I don't think I will need, and then I'm gonna try and search for cracked stone brick. Ooh, tough bricks could be good. Chiseled maybe. Do I not have any cracked stone bricks? What the hell? Dude, no way. Oh, there's some mossy. I'll bring the moss block because I can create some more mossy blocks with that. I think I don't have any. Oh my days. So I'm gonna have to maybe craft up some just over where we're working. Just before I do, I'm gonna check over here though, because maybe there's some over here. And no, but we do have 4 furnaces, so I can bring that up over here and just very quickly make up some. Oh my goodness, I don't have any stone. What am I doing? I know there's definitely stone down here. I'll just grab 2 stacks. That should be enough for now. Well, way more than enough. Oh my days. And I'm just gonna divide these up into the 4 furnaces and get some cracked stone brick. Oh my goodness, I also need to make more mossy. What am I doing, dude? Come on, man. There we go. Another stack of stone, and that should give us enough to make a full stack of mossy stone brick. Hell yeah, dude. And now these cracked stone bricks are going to start coming through, and I can use these 4 variants of block to add a bunch of texture into this building. Now, I want to use the tough bricks mainly on the bottom because they're quite a bit darker, but I'm going to kind of randomly just destroy some of these stone bricks just like this, and this is how I'm going to try and fill them in. I guess just to make it as random as I possibly can. And that is looking a bit better, but I think I still need a little bit on some of the edges. I'll just come around here and see which kind of bits look a little boring, and I'll add a bit extra in. Oh, we got plenty of cracked stone bricks now. Look at that. Oh my days. That is more than enough. But honestly, I think that is looking pretty good. I feel like if we go too much more, it's gonna start looking a little bit weird, but it just gives a nice kind of extra level of detail to it. Now, I did use polished tuff for the walls up there, but what if I use tough brick wall for the bottom, just for a little bit of extra detail, because it's a little bit darker at the bottom, I guess. Does that make sense? I don't know, but I think it looks okay. Just like that for a little bit of extra lighting. And I think the thing that's really gonna make this look so much better is creating some kind of fence around this kind of overhanging bit here. Now I think I'm going to use polished tough bricks for that, as well as spruce slab and trapdoor. I think that'll look really nice, but I do have to grab some more tough and slabs and spruce trapdoors. Hopefully that is going to be enough. I'm pretty sure I still have some spruce logs down at the kind of windmill, so we might be okay, but we're definitely going to find out very fast. So I have a quarter of a stack of polished tough walls, and I've got some extra spruce, so we shouldn't run out. Let's just kind of see. Oh my days. Let's just kind of see what I can come up with. Oop, there's a missing block in here. Oh my days. So if I place it here, I feel like that's too close. So can I have it like overhanging a little bit like this, and then on the corners have it come in a little bit, kind of like that? Dude, there's no way I made the perfect amount. That's crazy. I think on top of these I'll use the slabs, and then in between I'll just connect it with trapdoors. So trapdoor here, then should I go there and there, or should I go here and there? I don't think it makes much of a difference, to be honest, so I think I'd prefer a little bit of extra space, so we'll go like that. Hell yeah, dude, that's gonna be hectic. I am definitely gonna need more trapdoors though. Always needing more trapdoors. Boom, 16. Hopefully that's enough. Well, I guess hopefully that's more than enough. It should be, I'm sure. Oh yeah, I only needed 5 more or something like that. Look at that. Hell yeah, man. Now that is looking quite a bit better, but I still don't love it. I think we're missing something. Maybe if I add in some signs along the outside, but we got to use dark oak because the spruce, you're not going to be able to see it very well, but I don't think we have any. So once again, I got to head back to my base. I need to get some more fireworks, man. I've had to do so much flying, just back and forth. It's not been good, man. Not good at all. I'm going to pinch all the gunpowder that I can find. We have a bunch just randomly in here. Okay, so we got over a stack, so I put 22 in there. Then I'm going to need 4 of these and then some bones. Oh my goodness, I'm also going to need steak. Dude, do I have any over here ready to go? Fingers crossed, please. Oh yeah, a full stack. Let's go. I should also grab some sugarcane while I'm here for paper, just for the firework. That should be enough. Let's head back and see what we can do to finish this up. So we'll craft up the fireworks first of all. So we're good there. Now I just need to get myself a little bit more dark oak. Surely 1 tree will be enough. So I'm just going to harvest this whole thing just like that. And we got 48 from that. So not too bad. The question is, how many signs does that make? Okay, 27. So if I use a mixture of the spruce trapdoors and the dark oak signs, we might be able to get something pretty nice. So it goes something like this, just alternating between the 2 each time, just for that little bit of extra detail. And then it's going to look like that. Oh yeah, that looks so much better, man. Holy camoly. But I'm definitely gonna need some more spruce trapdoors once again on my days. I feel like I need to do a 100 days of just gathering as many trapdoors as I can, just because of how many I use. Oh, come on, man. Get out of here. Get out of here, my brother. The hell? And 1 more sign. Boom. Okay, let's have a look. I think that looks so much nicer. Honestly, that kind of finishes that bottom off quite nicely. It's very small and minor, but it just gives a little bit of extra detail and kind of matches. So you got the dark oak there, but you've also got the dark oak here. So it kind of links everything together nicely. I like that. I do have a few more left. So what if I place some signs in here? Does that look okay? I guess it does. Maybe some signs across the top. I don't know. I'm just spitballing right now. Maybe I'll get some buttons and add some random buttons along the edge. I don't know why. Just because I have a little bit extra resources on me. I think that looks okay. We have a lot of stone buttons. Maybe I'll try and use some of these in here too. Make it look a little bit more 3D, I guess. Okay, so now we've got something that looks like this, and I think it looks okay. Now, I do need to add some details into these kind of patches. My idea, did I bring them down? No, I didn't. Oh my goodness. So I have to make yet another trip. Going to be using oak leaves for sure. Definitely going to be using some hay bales. 29 should be enough, hopefully. But let's see what else we can get, just to detail those kind of crop fields and make them less boring. Maybe I'll get some spruce fence gates. I can make some wheelbarrows using a composter. So where's my composters? I found some barrels. I remember making a bunch of composters. Where are they? Dude, what the hell? Okay, maybe I didn't. Man, maybe I was dreaming. Guess we can use spruce stairs. Definitely some short grass. Oh, we got hay bales coming through. I don't know how many there is, but we got more than a stack. That's definitely enough. Ooh, maybe I'll put in some flowers for a little bit of extra color. We've got a lot of flowers. I think I'll go blue orchid. I like the blue orchid. We'll see how we can add them in. So while we're moving over there, I'm going to sort my inventory out a little bit. Okay, so what I'm going to do in this coarse dirt path, I'm going to add in bits of kind of short grass and some random flowers. The flowers are going to be very kind of rare, but the flowers are going to be in between a little bit. And then also like little stacks of hay bales here and there to make it kind of look like the farms have been harvested a little bit in certain areas. Maybe hay bales and then a barrel with them as well, or a random barrel in the field, and of course a couple leaves scattered here and there, just to make it seem a little less boring, I guess. So when we look up from here, you can kind of see it fills in that coarse dirt a little bit more, because without it, you can see over here it's very boring. But then looking over here, having those little bits of things in there just makes it a little bit more interesting. Now I can also add in wheelbarrows kind of like this. I'll go all my days, I'll go like this. No, like this. And then boom boom, remove this and go boom and go boom. Does that make sense? No, I need this to face the other way, like that. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. And maybe some hay bales on there. Do I have more signs? I have trapdoors. Or I have 4 dark oak signs. I can use these like that. Dude, that's bloody beautiful. Look at that. But I'm gonna do that across the entire kind of farm, get some details into the coarse dirt areas, and then I'm gonna try and work on some kind of windmill propellers. Not gonna lie, I've never built them, so I don't know really what I'm expecting. I'm assuming I'm going to be using wool and spruce logs or spruce stairs and fences. I don't know. We'll have to see what we can come up with. But let's go ahead and get that done and finally have this place looking kind of so much better. So let's get that started right now. Honestly, I think this windmill has turned out very decent. It's the first one I've ever made, so I think it's okay for a first try. I would love to hear what you guys think. I think I did the blades decently. Not sure how I feel about the light grey wool, but I think it looks okay. I'm also not 100% sure about the shape, but once again, it's my first windmill, so try and be a little bit nice if you can. But I think it's turned out pretty nice. One thing I really don't like is how kind of weird this whole back area looks. And I know it's outside of the map, but I think I do need to expand this farm and these roads just slightly, just to cover a little bit more space, because it just looks so weird. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to worry about collecting any of these things because, look, I can't be bothered. I'm not going to lie to you. It'll just take so much more time. And like, there's tons of bamboo around. I don't need to go ahead and try and save every single piece in the jungle. Come on. Climate change is not real in Minecraft. It's not a thing, okay? So we're just going to let all of the stuff kind of disappear. I'm just going to clear up a little bit extra space. I was kind of looking at the terrain and the mountain starts to curve to the left here. So we're going to be naturally kind of pushed out and the wheat will be stopped by the mountain, which I think will look a lot better. But I do have to clear all of these trees. Oh my goodness. But thankfully for you guys, that doesn't take too long because the trees are deleted just as easy as that. I mean, clearing the bamboo is extremely easy. I do have to collect the logs. Logs are one thing I can't let go to waste because, dude, I use so many of them. Bamboo, on the other hand, yeah, that's a easy commodity to kind of come across. So I'm not too worried about losing that. But we seem to have cleared most of the part that I want to clear. I just want to clear the kind of part just before the mountain. You can see it's relatively flat down here. Then we've got a pretty steep and sharp slope. So I'm kind of just going up to this slope here. I don't want to spend too much time on the outside of the map because if you're unaware, I'm trying to fill up the entire map by day 1000, and I'll quickly show you that map right now. You just need to take a quick flight over to my main kind of area over here. You will see in the side of this mountain there's a little room which contains a bunch of different maps. So this is the day 100 and we've got a snapshot every 100 days up until day 700, and you can see as time goes on we're slowly filling in the entire map. This is the most recent day 700 map and we're kind of at the top there. We're working in this spot right here and we filled in this entire area up to this line, which was very obvious before I started kind of clearing that area. This whole area here is complete now, as well as a massive kind of thing here. I'm so excited to see how this changes. There's going to be such a huge change for the top part of this map in 12 days, but we're kind of over here. We're just outside the map now. So I don't want to spend too much time out there because we only have 212 days left to fill in all of this space. Oh my goodness. I don't know if we're actually going to be able to do it. I think what I want to do over the next 100 days is try and fix up all my days. Hold on a second. Dude, baby zombies are horrible. For some reason, I just can never hit them. Maybe I just suck at the game. It's definitely that, I'm not gonna lie. I want to fix up this area here. That's such a big kind of section, but I think we might be able to do it. And that will help kind of join up a lot of the map so it doesn't feel so kind of separated in the middle. Fingers crossed at least. But yeah, because of that, all my days, get rid of the sniper, then take out the tanks, my easy peasy. But yeah, that's why I don't want to spend too much time just outside of the map, because I just feel like I'm already so stressed about trying to get the entire map filled in that I truly don't even know if I'm going to be able to. And full transparency for you guys, I'm really stressed about this kind of goal that I've set myself. Trying to fill in that entire map in 1,000 days was so very ambitious. It kind of started out as a joke and kind of stuck to it because it seemed like it was kind of possible, but now that we're getting closer and closer, you know, it's becoming a little bit more of a dream than anything. And it has kind of, I've got so many different ideas for things that I want to build, but because this whole kingdom is kind of joined as one, it's a little bit hard for me to kind of branch out because I feel like I'm gonna miss my goal if I do that. So it's been pretty hard to balance that, I'm not gonna lie. But after day 1000, expect a bunch of different random kind of builds, more spread out throughout the world. I'm going to be much less kind of contained. I'm going to be able to branch out a lot more, which is going to be nice. And yeah, I'm very excited to do that. not gonna lie to you. But I still want to do my best at trying to achieve that goal of filling in the entire map. Now, I collected a bunch of dirt, but I'm actually going to take a bit of stone as well. I need to build a couple roads as well. I guess I'll start by trying to plan out where this road should be going. I feel like that makes the most amount of sense. So this road, I think should start curving around the face of where the mountain's going to be, to be honest. So I think I'm going to have it kind of come this way a little bit, kind of like this. As you can see, I'm trying to stick to this the natural terrain a little bit, keep that shape as much as I can. Obviously, I do a lot of terraforming in this world, but I still try and keep relatively close to what the original kind of landscape was. So I'm not building mountains out of nothing, if that makes any sense. I use the terrain as kind of a guide to follow. I think that's the best way to kind of explain it. Okay, so we've kind of got that road wrapping around here, so that is looking good. This road should kind of move a bit more to the left because that's going to eventually link up with this road. Oop, there's a sneaky creeper under there. I think he's stuck, so we're all right. But I'm going to kind of try and estimate. Oh my days, those guys just came out of the mountain. Don't worry, they'll be easy peasy, mate. Lemon squeezy. Not a problem, brother. Oh, maybe that guy's going to be a problem. I can't even get to him. He's just in a horrible spot. There we go. All right, like I was trying to do, how's this mountain or kind of terrain gonna form? I think curving quite fast to here, come down here. Okay, this is kind of the shape this road's gonna follow. Just gotta fatten it up a little bit. Okay, I think I've figured out some kind of shape here. It's very, very rough, but I think it'll do. You can kind of see where that road's kind of going. And yeah, this one's going to come up a little bit and eventually link up with this. But I think I'd be pretty happy with this kind of extra space. It's going to make it feel a lot more kind of complete rather than just abruptly ending like it was. Like, that's quite a bit of extra space in there. And if we have a look at that in our fancy view, oh yeah, once we get all of that filled in, dude, that's going to look so much nicer. And I just got to figure out this slope. I think it's going to kind of curve over here, isn't it? Yeah, this comes up quite a bit. So I do need to make this curve a little bit quicker. Maybe we'll go here, just like this. Hell yeah, dude. Have a look at that. Oh my days. No, it needs to curve way faster. And then it needs to curve back the other way. Oh my goodness. What am I doing? It needs to start curving that quick. Very, very fast. And this needs to come down a little bit. Then just fill in this little bit in here as well. And I think we're going to be onto a winner. I'm going to kind of leave this space out here a little bit. Maybe I'll cut this a bit. I'll do here. So it's not just like a sharp line like I usually do. I think what I'm going to have to do is something a little bit different. I want to bring this up a little bit. Obviously, I have to get rid of all the podzol. We'll remove that real quick. Then I'll build this out a little bit. And I'll have a couple blocks here of dirt. Fill all this in. Boom. Okay. Then... oh my goodness. This is going to have to come in pretty quick, isn't it? Straight into here. And then I'll cut all this down. Then I'll add in like a stone wall here. Just until you reach just about here. We'll add our special fancy stuff in here as well. Nice. Maybe some extra stone on the outside just to make it a little less flat. Beautiful. And I'll replace all this podzol with just normal dirt. Fill all of this area in here. And I think we should be pretty good, I'm not gonna lie to you. Oh, this creeper's gonna try and do some funny business, isn't he? Cheeky bugger. Get out of here, mate. Get out of here, brother. No. Oh, my days. That just sucks, man. Come on. Just unnecessary. Now I have to figure out how I did this. Oh, my goodness. Think that's about right. It's just not nice, is it? Not nice at all. See, zombies are fine. I can just take them out like that, mate. But creepers, on the other hand, nah, they're not cool, man. Okay, looking at that from up here, that does look so much better. Honestly, like 100 times better. And it seems like for the most part this looks better from this kind of view. I think I need to expand this road a little bit more, just like this, and of course this bit as well. Add the extra bits of stone in for the walls, and I think we're going to be pretty bang on. I'm not going to lie to you. Hell yeah, man. Look at this. Oh my days. Now this is looking so much better than what it did. I thought it just felt so weird with these two roads literally heading nowhere. Now what I've got to do is shape up this over here. I think this is going to head this way quite sharply. So we're going to go like this all the way through here. Hell yeah, man. Oh, we have to just keep changing it up heaps. Oh my days. Whoa. Thank the Lord for blast protection. Dude, that's exactly how my last hardcore world was ended. By a creeper just sneaking up on me and blowing up for no reason. I think I'm going to add a little bit of height as this wall kind of goes on a little bit. I'll go up by 1 there, then I'll come over to maybe here, add it up 1 more block, and that should be okay for now. Get out of here, creeper. I've already had 2 experiences with you guys in like the last 5 minutes. Oh my days. I was coming down with a massive sword. Oh my goodness. I'm just going to quickly dig all this down, and we should be able to see kind of how this whole area is going to shape up together, which will be nice. Honestly, on this side of the road, I think I'm going to just throw in a bunch of oak trees. I kind of want to see how that looks because you've got a beautiful mountain behind it with just a bunch of trees. So I want to test that out. I'm not going to make these mountains curved like inwards. I'm going to make them curve outward because it's a lot easier to do. I'm not going to lie. So kind of just adding extra bits on the edge here, shaping it up like that. Oh, I'm completely out of stone. Oh my days. All right. So this land here, this is going to need a little bit of reworking. I think I'm going to cut this down and have it curve into the mountain on this side a little bit like that. And then I'm going to do a similar thing here. I'm going to cut this down and just have it curve in here like that. I think that's pretty nice. And then something, I guess, once again, exact same thing. I'll have this curve in here into the mountain. Need to collect all this stone because I got none on me. But what I'm going to do, this stone wall, I'm going to have this kind of also head into the mountain with a little bit of space here, kind of like that. I think that's good. Just make the dirt stone on the floor, and I think that will shape this kind of area off in here, and then the trees will start. I'm low-key super excited to see how this looks with the trees. I'm not gonna lie. Dude, we're on day 790. I gotta hurry up. I don't think I've left enough space for what I want to do here now. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think I'm going to need to make more up there. Okay, I'm going to do this in a time lapse because it is taking a lot longer than I thought, and I don't want to waste your time with this boring stuff. So what I'm going to do is, of course, fill in all of these wheat farms on the 2 lower levels, get that all nice. And I'm also going to fix up this mountain at the back and get a better shape just so there's enough space in here between the road and the mountain, and hopefully we'll have something looking a little better, and I can happily kind of finish this project off, even though, yeah, it's definitely going way outside of the map border. You can very clearly see this is where the map border ends, and we've added all this extra bit on, so I guess it's just a bonus. But anyway, let's get that started right now. And now that we expanded that all the way over there, this place looks absolutely insane. I really like this. Let's just deal with this fella real quick. Honestly, this is probably one of the nicest farms that we've got in this world so far. I think the windmill makes a really nice touch, and I really like how these stone walls turned out. They're nice and easy to look over and kind of low key. And obviously the trees back here haven't grown yet. I haven't got a huge amount of bone meal, but I can try and grow a bunch of them so we can see how it's going to kind of look. And I ran out of bone meal, but we got quite a few of them grown, and I think it looks okay. Kind of could do with a little bit more, I think. Maybe a little bit more shaping potentially, or maybe even just some birch trees in there as well, but I think it looks okay and kind of stops that mountain feeling so weirdly tall. I think that's nice, but overall this whole thing is looking really good. I mean, compared to what it was before we started, this thing has had a massive facelift. In fact, this entire side over here in the last 100 days has gone through a insane transformation. Like, this whole kind of side over here is just completely different from what it was just 100 days ago. Well, 92 days ago, not even 100 yet. But I'm pretty happy with how this whole thing turned out, and for my very first windmill build, I'm pretty happy with it. It looks like a windmill, I guess, and considering we didn't have much to kind of go off with those pictures, I think we did a decent job making it look good. But now that this is done, that pretty much completes this entire area over here, at least in terms of the kind of big spaces. Now I want to try something out. I want to try planting some normal oak trees kind of semi-naturally and see how it looks in the world, just for now until I can build up some more kind of custom trees. But I think having some normal oak trees in here is gonna be really nice and kind of just make it seem a little bit more kind of real. I do need to go ahead and grab a bunch of bone meal though, because I've got none, but I thankfully have a ton of bones throughout my chests in here. I just need to find it all. Oh my days, 2 stacks in that single chest. That's crazy. Okay, that is plenty of bones. Almost 3 whole stack. That is exactly what I like to see. So I can make a bunch of bone meal and just get some extra trees planted around here. And if it looks weird, it's going to be super easy to kind of just chop them down. And I guess we just get a bit of extra oak logs, which is never a bad thing. Maybe I'll put 1 in here. I just feel like it's going to really seal the deal on this entire area. Make it seem like it's much kind of closer to being done. And of course, it's definitely going to be helping with the kind of empty areas around here, because there is definitely a lot of them. Now, I haven't bone milled all of them, but I have planted quite a few extra in there. I really hope this looks good. If not, you know, we can just chop them all down. But I guess we're definitely going to have to see. We're just going to have to wait until it all grows. Just feel like this whole area is missing something, and I'm hoping that's just trees. I guess considering how many trees I've chopped down to create this base, maybe this isn't so bad. Getting a bunch of the trees back in here. Guess it'll make me feel a little less bad or guilty about chopping every single tree I come across down, just simply to grow my massive kingdom. But I have planted a huge amount of trees now, so hopefully when they all grow, we can kind of see how it's going to look. I have 5 more saplings. Maybe I should plant some down here too, just in front of this mountain. Well, hopefully without dying. That would be nice. That would be really nice, not gonna lie. But I'm thinking just in front of this kind of mountainside here, maybe this will look good as well. Alright, I have no idea how many saplings I started with, but now I've got none. Hopefully this is going to come together quite nicely and kind of just make the area look more realistic, I guess. At least that's the plan. But now it is time to collect my stuff from the previous project and make sure I take it all back to my base. And I'm just going to dump everything in these chests. There we go. I think there's a bunch of other shulker boxes I should probably collect. I mean, we have 8 days before we hit 800 days, so there's plenty of time to just get a bunch of the things that are kind of half done around the base fixed up very easily. I know there's also a ton over here, isn't there? Oh yeah. Look at this, oh my days. Is there any more shulker boxes anywhere? I have a feeling there definitely is. What about up at our marketplace? I feel like there should definitely be some here still. Oh, yep, there is. Look at me leaving shulker boxes of stuff around everywhere. Oh my goodness. Just a bunch of random stuff. And I mean, this is stuff I definitely could be needing. So I need to get it back into the base ASAP. Oh man, look at all these shulker boxes that are full. This is going to take some time, isn't it? Oh my days. All right, these are all the shulker boxes I need to put into these chests to sort them. This is probably going to take me some time, so I'll see you guys in a second. And just like that, all of these shulker boxes are completely empty. That actually hasn't happened for a while, so I'm very happy to see that. Now, in order to create the map, I'm going to need more iron. And usually I head to the mountains to do that, but today we're going to do something a little different. Now, we haven't actually been over here for a while, so nothing has changed much. Dude, look how good our world looks now. Oh my goodness, it's growing. Now that we've got all of that new kind of area behind us, it's looking phenomenal. Oh my days. But finally heading back over to this area over here, you can see a relatively small hole in the ground. Now, it looks small from up here, but trust me, this is a huge hole. Oh my goodness, look at that. It is gigantic, but I want to make it bigger. So I'm going to dig out an area which I think I'm going to be able to complete in a relatively short amount of time. I'm hoping to do this obviously within the next 7 days, hopefully less, but it's going to be a whole lot of digging because I did say we were going to take a bit of this every single episode, but we haven't done that for a while. So I feel like it's only fair that I try and catch up today. But thinking about it, I don't think 5 shulker boxes was enough. Oh my days. So I guess let me make that very awkward flight all the way back to get some more. I don't even know what I was thinking, man. Come on, Jolzy boy. But I guess as we fly back, have a look at this, dude. The base looks insane, man. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited to see just how good this thing is going to look when we get even more of it done. I have so many plans for this area. Just need more time to get it all done, I guess. But let's go ahead and grab a couple more shulker boxes just to make sure we collect pretty much every resource that I can get, because we actually don't have a huge amount of deep slate or tough. I'm hoping to find a bunch of tough. That'll be very nice because we use quite a lot of it, especially recently. But we are trying to get as much iron as we can just so that we can fill in those maps for day 800. But let me figure out what kind of size I think is reasonable for me to try and do today, and we'll see how much bigger we can get this place. I'm thinking I dig that side because the end portal is very close to that side. We haven't done much digging over there. So I think what I'm going to do is start digging a little bit into this ocean. So I want to go, maybe we'll go 5 blocks over, all the way to the end here, and this means I am going to have to, oh no, I hope that doesn't, nah, that won't destroy the portal. What am I thinking? That thing's hard to break. I'm thinking 5 blocks over here as well, which should give us this, and then all the way over to this edge over here as well. This is going to be pretty big, I'm not going to lie. This is certainly going to be one of the largest expansions we've done. No, I think it 100% would be the largest expansion. I think we're almost doubling the entire kind of size of this hole. So there's certainly going to be a lot of digging. But I'm curious how many ores we're going to find and how long it's going to actually take, because I know mining this whole thing out in one go would take probably 100 days at least for the size that I'm kind of thinking in my head. I still have no idea what this is going to look like. All I know is I want a big hole, and I'll figure the rest out later. Oh no, I've not got my sword on me. See you later, buddy. That's a big drop on mod days. Let's make sure I get that sword. But of course, I need to do that in a time lapse, otherwise it's going to take forever. So hopefully it actually looks good. I have no idea if I'm going to be able to even capture it very well. So I guess enjoy. I'll see you guys in a second. As you can see, I ended up doing a little bit more than I originally planned because it didn't feel right not being a perfect square. But thankfully now it is, and dude, this thing is absolutely huge. We definitely more than doubled the kind of total size of this hole. So now we're looking quite a lot better. But let's go back to the base and see what we got. So looking at all of these shulker boxes, we have a bunch of deep slate. We have 4 and I guess almost a third full shulker boxes of deep slate. We have a bunch of these random kind of stones. I only have 3 shulkers of stone because I decided to stop collecting them because we have too much stone as it is. We have a bunch of sand and sandstone, and most importantly, these are the ores that we got. Quite a lot of iron. So what I'm going to do is place down all of this iron in here and see how much raw iron we get once we hit it all with a fortune. Already 2 stacks and 4. Oh my days, and we still have so much more to go. This is amazing. We're always running low on iron, so it's nice to finally have some extra. And in total, we have almost 5 stacks of raw iron, which is insane. Oh my days. In fact, I'm going to grab some coal ore as well and turn it into regular coal. And I'm just going to start smelting up all of this iron straight away, just so that we can have some iron ingots ready to go. I only got 4 diamond ore, which is a little bit strange. Last time I think we got like 30 from doing a much smaller space, so I guess we got unlucky. But now I can go ahead and put all of this stuff away exactly where it needs to go. Once again, spending a lot of my time just emptying these shulker boxes. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to manually put all the deep slate and the iron ore away just because there's so much. I'm not going to have enough space to put it through the auto sorter. Oh my goodness, we are getting so much deep slate. This is crazy. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to fit it all in on my days. Okay. Just thankfully, definitely going to need to upgrade this storage very soon. We are way overdue. Oh my goodness. But don't worry, that is coming very soon. Alright, that is everything away where it needs to be. And now I can start working on the next thing. And that is, instead of using iron and redstone and crafting the maps myself, I can get them from a villager. I was doing some research to see if I actually could do this because I figured it would save me a lot of iron. And I could actually start using iron on different things and have a little bit of a save up of it. So I'm going to make myself a cartography table. And I actually have a villager who's been sitting in a minecart for hundreds of days. That is finally going to get a job. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, mate. Got a nice spot for you over here, though. I do need to grab a trapdoor. Surely I got one in here. Yep, of course I do. And I've got to somehow push this guy all the way over. It's going to take a little bit of time. And he is now safe and sound. Exactly, or kind of. Oh my goodness, why did that happen? Oh my days. How am I going to fix this? Gonna have to destroy this, then somehow place this in here like that. Nope. Oh my days. Boom. No. Oh man. Okay. This is gonna be harder than I thought. Stop. Right there. stop. Oh my days. Come on, mate. If you jump down, you're done. Right? Surely. Please. Don't make this any harder than it has to be. No, no, no. Oh, man. Get in the cart. Dude, please just get in the cart. You know what? I know exactly what you want. No, 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 no. Oh, my days. Oh, don't tell me he's got a job lock over here. Come on. Okay, come with me. Please. Okay, where's he going now? Is he going where I want him to go? Fingers crossed. Nope. This way, buddy. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, you silly boy. Sucker. Now you're stuck. Okay, there we go. Now you can have the job. Nope, that's the wrong one. What am I doing? There we go. Ooh, and on the first trade we got empty maps. Beautiful. I don't even have to kind of fight him to give me the right thing. Where are my emeralds at? 64. That'll do, mate. That'll do. And now I have easy empty maps. Look at that. Dude, that's going to save me so much iron. Like, that is insane. Because I have to make 25 every 100 days. And I can now just get that literally from coal, which I have basically unlimited. Wait, do I even have a trade for coal? It's these guys, right? 64? Nah, that's a ripoff, brother. What the hell? 64 again. And again. Why? I don't understand. Why are they trying to scam me like that? You know what? I'm going to take my business elsewhere. I don't understand why all these trades are so expensive. Like, I don't know why. Why does that happen? Someone please tell me, because I have no idea. I guess I have to figure out how to get more emeralds, unless I can find more in my horrible chest storage. I mean, look how much coal I have. I could convert all of that into so many emeralds, man. Oh, I got a bunch in here. Never mind. Okay. Forget everything I said. I don't even need them. All right, buddy. I got a good trade for you, mate. Boom, boom, and boom. Nope. Now I have to wait. Oh, my goodness. Oh, no. Here we go. 30. Okay. That's bloody beautiful, mate. Now I don't ever have to worry about using iron or redstone to make these maps again. That's going to make it so much nicer, man. No lie. No word of a lie. Now, before we do anything else, I'm kind of sick and tired of always worrying about food. So I'm going to get a bunch of wheat, just harvest up as much as I can. Almost 4 stacks should definitely be enough, but I'm going to take this wheat over to my cow farm and I'm going to make a bunch of Big Mac babies, as many as I can. I'll make sure to fix up my pickaxe while I'm getting this XP so it's not going to waste. Jeez, we breezed through that first stack. That's crazy. And we're about to finish the second stack of wheat already. And I haven't actually hit every single one of these guys, which means we have well over 128 cows in this farm, which is absolutely bonkers. I'm okay with that though, because I need some more meat. And I'm just holding down the breeding button, the right mouse button, I guess. And I'm still getting a bunch of wheat taken, so I have a feeling there's still so many cows that I just haven't fed yet. But I think we are well over 150 total, and I guess with all of those babies, that's going to be well over 200 cows easily in this farm, which is absolutely bonkers. Pretty sure I can feed these babies to make them grow a bit faster. Might as well use the wheat. And that is all the wheat used up. Now, I'm going to try and take out maybe 50. I'll count 50 and we'll see how much meat and leather that gives us. And the final cow, 50. Boom. Okay. And we got quite a bit. We got just over 3 stacks of beef and just under 3 stacks of leather, which I'm not going to lie is a little bit less than I was expecting. But thankfully, now I should be able to have enough meat to get us through the next 100 days. Fingers crossed. If not, then that kind of just sucks. But I mean, look how much leather we have. Oh my days. Now it's time to fill in this one here, which I do need to do a little bit of work to. It's not completed just yet, but it shouldn't be too hard. I do have glass, thankfully. I don't know why I didn't fill this in last time. There we go. Do I have oak logs? I'm pretty sure I made sure to save some, didn't I? Yes, I did. Thank you. I'm just going to turn an entire stack into sticks and then into item frames, which was nowhere near enough on my days. I know I said I wasn't going to be using oak logs to make sticks anymore, but what can you do? You can't really do anything about it, can you? We got 27 item frames, which is enough. We only needed 25. I guess we got 2 for next time. So let's go ahead and chuck these cheeky fellas in here, just like that. And now I can go ahead and get all of these maps filled in. Let's get this out of my hand because that looks weird. Alright, I'm going to fly around and get all the maps done right now. I'll see you guys in a second. Now I have the whole map in there. I don't want to show you it just yet, but all I need to do is grab my glass pane and then grab the maps and lock them all, just to make sure if I ever need to move around, they're not going to update. But let me just say that the map is absolutely insane. On my days, we have done a huge amount of work. It is insane. And now the maps are in, so I'm going to go through and add in these little kind of things here so we can get some good looks at the maps. And as normal, we're going to go through all 8 maps and see the absolute insane difference. So as always, let's go. This is day 100, this is day 200, this is day 300, this is day 400, this is day 500, this is day 600, this is day 700, and finally this is day 800. Oh my days. If we compare day 800 to day 100, you can see such a huge difference. Like, it's hard to imagine that the map looked like this at the very start, and now it looks like this. That is insane. Oh my days. I want to do something a little bit different. I want to go through every 200 days. So day 100, 300, 500, 800. Pretty much the entire top of the map has been completely redone. Like, this whole thing was completely different. Like, this is what it looked like. Bare bones, just a couple roads. We have the rail going through. We had only really just started this area because just 100 days before this, on day 600, this is what it looked like. I mean, that is insane. Dude, there's nothing there. And in 200 days, now we've got this. How is that the same map? Like, day 600 versus day 800 is completely different, and you can see it in the same frame right here. That is insane. Oh my days. As you can tell, this is always my favorite part of every 100-day segment. Just seeing how the maps kind of change over time is such a cool thing. I just love it so much. Being able to see the progress of the world and look back at kind of how the world looked like beforehand. Even though it's only on a map, it's really cool to kind of just see how much everything has completely changed. Like, it is just mesmerizing to see the difference. Like, it is just a whole different world, man. Oh my days. And it's just getting even more crazy. I never thought we'd be able to do this much. This is concerning. I'm not gonna lie. I think I need to get a life. I'm not gonna lie. Oh my goodness. But the sun is about to rise for day 799, and honestly, I think we're close enough to that 800 mark. So ladies and gentlemen, if you're still here watching, thank you so much. You have no idea how much these full movies support the channel, especially when you watch all the way through. It allows me to keep doing this, and I'm so happy that I'm able to make these videos for you guys. It is truly insane. I am extremely grateful for you guys, and you literally just watching these full movies all the way through allows me to do this. And ooh, we did a drive-by. All my days. Sorry, I got distracted. I'm just so glad I'm able to kind of be able to create some insane things, and that you guys enjoy watching it. It's truly insane to me. So thank you so much. I'm excited to kind of start working on this area next. This is something I've been kind of dreading tackling, but over the next 100 days, I want to go absolutely crazy on this whole section behind me and try and connect it all up. Because if I take you back to the map real quick, I'll show you something that is kind of concerning me. You can see the very top of the map is completely transformed, this middle section is completely transformed, and the bottom left is also transformed, and this all kind of connects together. But over here you have a massive port that is just completely disconnected from the world. It is really weird around it, and then this whole thing just ends here. I want to go ahead and connect all of this all the way through and get this whole section set up and done. So that's kind of going to be the next thing that I want to work on and see what we can come up with. The land here is extremely weird, so I have no idea how I'm gonna do it or what it's gonna look like, but I'm sure we're gonna figure it out very soon. But thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you more than you can imagine, and until next time, peace out.